Requesting permission for launch. Yeah. Pro show. Yes, sir. Explaining entertainment, keeping them ahead of the culture curve. That's right. Go for launch in 3, 2, 1. Here goes, sir. Start the countdown.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
Disney insider WDW Pro recently speculated on.
Time and time again, he's broken big entertainment news live on the air.
I've been following WDW Pro and his track record for years. If you want to find out what's on the horizon for theme parks, Pro is where you go.
Hey, boss, we got a problem here. Yeah, it's the puppets again. Yeah. Took over the feed. Exactly.
Got a feeling that we're now gonna start the Pro Show.
No, sir, I can't take it off. They've got the signal. Total control.
Pro Show feeling.
Oh God, they're gonna yodel. Hey, boss, I unplugged it this time. They're not gonna ruin this live stream. It's a 50K. We ain't got time for this nonsense. You know what I mean? So, wait a minute, sir, boss. Listen, they took over the satellite. We're about to lose control in 5, 4, 3. No, not the puppets again.
You could be listening to, watching, doing anything else, but you're not, because you are awesome. You have standards, quality, and a resolve for truth. Today I stand before you as a testimonial of the veracity of accurate information, because truthfully, I wouldn't be here otherwise. Today, we celebrate 50,000 subscribers on the WDW Pro channel, which means we honor him, but also honor you. So get ready as we celebrate, as we talk about entertainment and keep ahead of the culture curve.
You're watching me because I am a troll, and for some silly reason been offered up to start the show. You could all subscribe to Floral from Under a Rock, because we're really cool and do some funny stuff.
Wilson, what are you doing?
Huh? I'm plugging our show, which is on Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
You
Eastern.
realize we're supposed to be celebrating Pro and 50K. I mean, I just did a monologue about it, and all these people are here and now watching us have this really awkward conversation.
Pro. Is he like a golfer or something?
No.
Well, is he the guy who shares made-up information? I learned that on X from people who comment on Jonas and that Park Place posts.
Dude, he's got a really good track record. He even has people that are going to be checking him to make sure that he got things right. He's doing an audit on his information.
Well, if he gets it wrong sometimes, how can he be a pro? Sounds like a childish amateur.
You're an idiot. Can you sing the song you know you're supposed to be singing?
Okay, fine. The Pro Show. Celebrating 50K. The Pro Show. Normally Thursdays at 5 Eastern. Floral, I have to apologize.
Why?
Because I just realized Pro gets really good sources and has a solid team that he's put together along with Jonas, and they're knocking it out of that Park Place.
I see what you did there.
But it wouldn't be anything without the audience.
You're really sucking up to people. Why?
The Pro Show. Celebrating 50K. The Pro Show. Normally Thursdays at 5 Eastern. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, we present to you WDW Pro!
No. That's not Pro. Ladies and gentlemen, WDW Pro. Stupid troll.
All right, folks, that is officially the last time we hire Wilton to do anything. Yes, Jonas, that is a butt, and I am indeed the butt of the joke. Trolled indeed, not rickrolled, but trolled. And folks, we have a wonderful 50K celebration coming up right now for each and every one of you out there. Make sure that you hit the like button, share, subscribe, and send this out there on your favorite social medias, because we are a civilized show today. So send it out into civilization and tell people to come check us out. We've got big announcements on the way. Before we get into the big announcements, let's bring on our producer extraordinaire, Jonas J. Campbell. Welcome aboard, sir.
Wow, you really spruced this place up, Pro. We finally got away from that default background that we've been using that just happened to fit your color scheme here. This is
that's right.
amazing.
That's right. Well, you know, we were all about freemium for as long as it could last, but here we are now, just flat out premium. And congratulations to Steven, Matt Steven, who'll be joining us today. And in my opinion, the best thumbnail artist flat out on YouTube. And he has been busy at work sprucing up the channel. We'll have more to show off in the next days and weeks. But yeah, everything's looking very sharp, very nice, and we're very happy about that. Jonas, before we get into bringing the panel on, I want to go ahead and make the big announcements, and then we'll reiterate these at the end of the show so that everybody knows about them. But let's get started by, I guess, revealing that we did a survey a month ago, and we asked members of the channel what
all
they would
the best
like.
announcements start with we did a survey. Absolutely,
We did a survey, and well, to say that the members helped us choose the best path forward. So let's bring up now the rewards that people can anticipate.
Oh,
and
those announcements, yes,
yes. These will go live in, well, they should go live this evening. It depends on how quickly YouTube approves them, but we anticipate they'll go live in the next 24 hours at least. So starting off, folks, our new membership reward system is if you are at the potential level, you still get your loyalty badges, you get your emojis, you get your member streams, your member videos, your pro show archives, and one member chat per month. But here is where things change. You now will have access to exclusive forums on thatparkplace.com. We are, and this is part of the announcement, I guess, of the day, but in addition to John Trent having come on to thatparkplace.com as the editor-in-chief, we will be rolling out a full redesign of the website January 1st, and part of that is going to be brand new forums, and members of this channel will receive access to a special set of forums where you can chat and talk. There were a lot of people who wanted either this or Discord, and we thought we'd like to keep it in-house. We don't ever want any corporation to tell us what we can or cannot talk about, and we don't want people to be censored beyond what we want. And so we said, well, we'll just do it on our own website then.
We'll do it live.
Now, as we climb the ladder here, everybody gets all the stuff that's below. So if you want to join at the profound level, you will now have early access to every single video we do. Now, please note that sometimes we don't have a large lead-in because we've got breaking news. And so sometimes we literally get a video up as the timer hits. And that just depends on how much time we've got to prepare. You also get one member chat a week, or excuse me, 1 month. And you get a bonus chat per month. Plus, you get seasonal pro store discounts. And new, this was previously for the higher levels. Now, everybody at the profound level and above will get a vote on a video weekly. So you get to help select what video we will be doing, usually on the weekend. Going up the ladder, Promium, that's the level 3. You now have member live panel access. You will now have a new thing, which you will see show up later this week, called Choose Channel Topics. And this is going to give you access to tell me what's on your mind that I'm not covering that I should be. And I think this will give us a greater fidelity of understanding what members of the channel are interested in. Monthly Pro Store discounts, Club 23, and one-time member chat plus 2 bonus chats per month. And for those out there wondering what is Club 23, well, that is going to be a seasonal live stream that will only be for the top 2 tiers. It is extremely exclusive, and it will, I think, let those members at those 2 tiers have high connectivity with me and with Jonas and with others who are part of this ecosystem. And then finally, new membership rewards for the highest level VI Pro social media follow. That means I'll be following you on social media. Of course, you do have to let me know who you are on social media for me to do that. A guest writer program continues on thatparkplace.com, which now is growing by leaps and bounds and gives you even more visibility if you choose to want to write and be connected with Facebook News and Google News. Special thanks cards on most videos, exclusive Pro Store merchandise, only for VI Pros, a permanent discount that you always have for the channel, one-time member chat, and 3 times bonus chats each month. And so that, based on feedback that we received, those are the new member rewards that we'll be doing. And Jonas, it's time to announce when the Pro Show will be airing, not this week, but starting next week. So we'll have one more normal Pro Show at its normal time, which is Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So this Thursday will be the last at that scheduled time slot, and then we are moving. Here's what we've got, folks. The Pro Show is moving to Tuesdays at noon Eastern. Your new weekly midday schedule is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Go check out Midnight's Edge, and they'll be doing their normal thing on the noon slot. Then on Tuesdays, the Pro Show will fill in that gap that previously was empty. And Jonas, your channel, That Park Place, is going to be moving to Thursdays at noon.
This
So,
is all news to me, Pro.
Yeah.
Pro, come on.
Discuss this at all.
This is how you let me know. I do want to say, obviously, any specific details on those member levels are going to be in the actual. We're not making a binding agreement here. We're putting all of this in the member stuff for you to see what it is. And when we say permanent, we probably mean as long as you're subscribed as a member, stuff like that. The legalese here as a producer that I just.
That's right.
So
Jonas throws in the things that have to be in the fine print and the italics.
That's
the
right.
italicized stuff. But yes, folks. So now you will have 5 days a week, something to go watch at noon. You don't have to say, "Oh shoot, there's nothing on Tuesdays or Thursdays. Where's my Midnight's Edge?" We will be there for you. We've been coordinating with Andre at Midnight's Edge on this, and we'll have some more announcements about that as we go forward to, I guess, create some additional synergies. But that is the plan going forward. And thank you all for helping us reach 50,000 subscribers and helping us get to this place where we can have this kind of impact and this kind of fun. Jonas, talking about synergies, I think it's time to bring on the panel.
Yeah, we've made them wait long enough. And I'm just going to go through the order that they're on my screen here because we've got actually, I'm going to point out that if you're jonesing for a live stream on Saturdays, we got to point this one out. Matt Kadish is here from the Salty Nerd Podcast. They've got Salty Saturdays.
The best kind of
Matt.
Saturday.
Yep. Also, we've got Andrew here. He's a member of the Rippaverse. Fat Steven JFG, our good friend and one of my co-hosts on That Park Place Live, Culture Casino. Great friend of the channel and moderator here. So everybody be nice to the power of Olaf Van S. Our wonderful compatriot from over on Bounding Into Comics, editor-in-chief of Bounding Into Comics, I might add, Spencer Bakuli. And the one, the only, Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. Welcome to the panel, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy to be here. I can't believe it. 50K subscribers. It seems like just yesterday Pro showed up on the scene. Like literally, it feels like 2 months ago. So this is incredible.
I know you wouldn't believe the amount of money that we had to bribe YouTube and also Rumble and Twitter and the Disney company in order to and viewers in order to show up.
And that is where your guys' subscription money goes to. It helps us pay off everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yep, we're hoping next year we won't be in the hole on that.
But really funny thing about all this,
I have to point out, I have to stop everything. By the way, hey, you, KR, gifted 50 WDW Pro memberships.
Holy crap.
50, dude.
that is
What in the world?
all I know to do is
A blindfolded half-court shot that is now the talk of campus and beyond.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
It went in.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Is that on tape?
Yeah.
You are kidding me.
Wow. Wow.
That
is that
awesome.
you admitting that you do everything blind, Pro?
Wow.
That's
Did you
way
say,
off
Andrew?
camera.
And I said, is that you admitting on stream, live, on air, in front of almost 500 people that you do everything just going in blind?
I throw it over
You
my
get
head and
lucky.
see what happens.
Everybody
I
thinks
thought
he's
that
an
was his
audio
admission
avatar,
that
but
Cars
this
is
is
his favorite
actually
movie.
this is a live camera feed of his room right now. It's pitch black in there. He doesn't know it. By the way, Pro, I don't have any super chats from before 4:05. So if you've got them, you may be the one. You might need to be the one to put them up there.
Let me get to those. I don't see any
But-
before 4:05 either. Mine starts at 4:05. If you
Okay, let me also point out that Mr. Buttcrack Media gifted 10 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Guys,
the juice is
wait.
flowing.
We're not worthy. Mr. Pro is worthy.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Ben Rome for $10. Pro, your style reminds me of a broadcaster who's no longer with us. Do me a favor and say, greetings, conversationalists across the fruited plain.
Greetings, conversationalists across the fruited plain.
This
There's
makes
a lot
me
of
crave
gusto to that.
some tortilla chips.
Sully.
Views with Hughes,
Tortilla?
agenda free news for that's how he used to say it. Views with
What, it's
Hughes,
not a
agenda free
quesadilla?
news
What are you guys talking about?
for $5. Congratulations
Quisa.
on the 50K Pro. Keep up the good work and being an inspiration to me. Thank you so much, Hughes.
All of us.
Absolutely, and I am looking forward to having Hughes on. I hope next week we'll have a pro show pre-show, and I would like to have Hughes back on with us. So looking forward to that, sir.
Yep. And Kathleen Morrison for $5. Hope everyone has a 2-shower pet a hippo kind of day.
Oh,
We're
it's a
we're still
Disney
at 2?
sweet kind of day.
I thought we were going to 3. What happened to our 3rd shower? Isn't that what's coming up next?
It depends on what happens after the second shower.
Maybe up to 3 showers at this point.
Slade Wilson, the censored man, for $2. Congrats on the 50K. It is
Slade.
deserved and welcome.
Thank you, Slade. I suspect this will not be the end of Slade Wilson today.
Oh no. I suspect the same. Vic Saras, member for 7 months, says onward to 100K. Jonas, where's the cinnamon bread? I eat it.
You better go back to Dollywood and share with all of us, Jonas. Come on.
Casey Osowski. Thank you very much, Casey, for the $10 super chat. Hello to all. Happy 50K. You guys are great. You deserve this success.
Well,
that's
we're
very kind of you
honored
to say.
and blessed to have the success, but we never take it for granted for a single second. We get to do what we dream of doing every day. It's our passion, and it's all because of you, the viewers. You are truly the electricity, and we're thankful every day.
Absolutely. Slade Wilson, the censored man, for $5. Jonas J. Campbell, my spirit animal, aside from being Jay.
Oh,
wait. I mispronounced that. Sorry.
Yes, you did.
Packing Protons for $10. Thank you so much, Packing Protons. We've got a free speech website in that Park Place. How about our own YouTube network next? No free speech on this platform yet. Dances around words so YouTube doesn't censor.
I've actually assigned Jonas to this. He's supposed to be coding a brand new video hosting platform in his spare time. Jonas, how's it going?
I still don't have the thumbnail up for my live stream tomorrow morning, so I'll get to it after a few things.
Okay.
Look, Jonas, if this doesn't come out of the box completely ready to go, fully monetized, everything perfect, then I think we're going to have I don't think this is going to be a good business deal.
Totally agree with this.
Also, only cats. Penny, member for 3 months. Have y'all seen The Shift? It's a good movie. I think Tom has seen The Shift. I have.
I have.
I have not.
Tom, what did you think of it?
Tom,
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would from the trailers. It is the kind of thing that I think Daily Wire and some of these other, competitors to Hollywood should be doing, and that is not trying to do the same thing everybody else is doing necessarily, but just do your own thing. Right. And Shift, I haven't heard anybody complain about the religious aspect to it. That's the only thing I'd say that probably going into it, if there's any kind of messaging in it, is it is slightly heavy-handed, but nobody else has complained about it. I was just concerned about that. But at this point, I think it's worth your time, especially considering it's, it's kind of a multiverse sci-fi story built on the story of Job. So if you're familiar with that at all, and it's really well done, really well casted. We reviewed it last week. I think the only person on the panel who was a little nitpicky about it was Script Doctor, but if you know Script Doctor, then
imagine
he
that.
can be a bit pedantic when it comes to some of that kind of stuff. But no, overall, I think the majority of us enjoyed it quite a bit. In fact, I think Michelle was talking about it last week too from Force of Light, and those ladies over there were discussing it as well. And no, it's like what Angel Studios has got going on is they've got their own little corner of the market there. And I didn't see the numbers for this weekend. I don't know if Culture caught them or not, but I was curious to see how well it did. But yeah, things like the shift and Godzilla are good for us because this hopefully will send signals that we want other stuff besides the typical crap that Hollywood's pushing out there.
I totally agree with that, and I would love to make the hashtag Godzilla is good for you trend. That is amazing. I'm going to get a few of these all at one time. Jeremiah Hembry upgraded his membership to Promium.
Welcome aboard.
Came in at the potential level. Peter Shell also at potential. My dog thinks I have cheese in here, so he's like pawing at the door. So I apologize if that's coming through. Mr. FZ3 or Fizzy, welcome to Promium. Vicky Sarah, if I can find it. Actually, we go with Casey Osowski. Welcome to Promium. And there you are.
Very happy
Vicky
to have
Sarah.
you. Welcome to Club 23.
Welcome to Potential there.
And if you're curious why we're calling it Club 23, well, there's a Disney club that is similarly named, but this channel started in 2023 on January 1st, thus Club 23.
Yep. And oh my, I'm going to have to go a little bit out of order here because Peter Shell gifted a $33. Well, it's not a super sticker, it's a super chat, but congrats on 50K. Thank you so much, Peter Shell.
Thank you, Peter. That's very, very kind of you. Greatly appreciated.
All right. And Casey Ozowski also gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships on top of that. I really hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly since you've been so generous.
Yeah, I think you got it, Jonas.
Yep. Sorry, Paul. For $2, I'm working on Tuesday at noon. Don't do this to me.
Well, luckily, the Pro Show Live will still be available up until Friday evenings before it goes into the archive. So you'll still have the rest of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to listen in. You will not miss a thing. I hate that you won't be able to listen in exactly live, but you can always do like the teenagers do, I hear in their classrooms out there across America, and sneak one of those little earbuds in, just one ear, and yeah, nobody will ever know.
Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, became a VI Pro member.
Fantastic. And Lester, I hope in the future you might consider writing some articles for thatparkplace.com if you're so interested. But if not, we have all kinds of other fun for our VI Pro level members.
All right, let me make sure I'm not skipping anybody here. Anthony, member for 4 months. Dang it, Pro, you're totally killing it.
Dang it, Bob. I mean, Pro.
Yep. Big Daddy MRI sent in a $10 super sticker, and it is a popcorn.
Popcorn.
All right.
Is it a dancing popcorn?
No, it's just a popcorn.
Just a bucket.
I like it.
Space Dave 2000 member for 7 months. 50K in Canadian dollars is like 100,000 converted. Wow, congrats. Great job. And here is to 1 million in a year.
1 million subscribers. Steven, does that check out? Is the conversion correct on Canadian money right now?
About 50 cents.
Okay. Sounds like Trudeau's doing great.
Oh, it's doing great. I could spend $300 and it comes out to 550 Canadian. It's great.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Stuttering Guitars member for 5 months. Congrats on changing the YouTube landscape forever, bro.
And pause right there because I want to show the world something. So give me just a second, Jonas, on this. Let's see. Let me know if that pulled up on the stream like it's supposed to. We've got such a number. Okay, perfect. Folks, I want to show you this because Stuttering Guitarist just talked about changing the landscape of YouTube. I'm here to tell you that Stuttering Guitarist is changing the landscape of guitars. For real. I mean, the people we have in our community are amazing. And if you're wondering, yes, you probably do know the brother of this individual here, Frank Stallone. And those are indeed Stallion guitars. And the person who invented and designed these Stallion guitars is, in fact, Stuttering Guitarist. So we're not here to advertise any products, but I'm here to tell you folks that we are very, very proud of so many of you out there in the community doing these amazing things. I mean, how cool is that? You've got Sly's brother holding up the guitar that you designed for sale on his website, and this is such a cool thing. So Stuttering Guitarist, very happy for you folks out there. If you're interested in guitars, I don't know, maybe you want to go check this out at some time, but that is just amazing to me.
That's awesome. And Stuttering Guitarist, glad to have you on board at that Park Place. Stephen Oldham, member for 7 months. Congrats to the team for 50K subs.
Easy, Slade.
Did someone clip that?
Got him.
Wow,
You
Jonas
really,
just
you really got to
thanked
look
somebody
out for the
for
gay
50
submarines.
gays.
Yeah, there's our new emoji for the channel.
Jay, member for $10. One shower until the hot water runs out. You wake up, then the cold water shocks you. That's how you shower, Bob.
Poor Bobby, poor Bobby.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And the Bob Igers are like, no, it's going up with my stock. No, make it more lame.
Yep, there's your 50 gay subs right there. Big Daddy MRI for $10. Congratulations on 50K. Great accomplishment and well earned. Here's to the next 50K coming up. Wish I could wrench today, but covered up with work. I'll listen in, though. Take care and stay safe. Thank you so much for all you do, Big Daddy MRI. And you're the man.
Big Daddy MRI. So one of my favorite faux ads that we did for members, and we'll have to start doing those again at the turn of the year. But that Big Daddy MRI commercial is just really great. Maybe we'll play it later today. I don't know.
Mr. Buttcrack Media for $5 Canadian. Hail WDW Pro and congrats on 50K. I'm always here to support and to help out. You are the man.
Even when it
Thank
comes
you so
down to
much.
ogging.
Oh, got to jump ahead here. Derek Anderson for $20. Congratulations to the pro of all pros on a well-earned 50K.
Well, thank you, Derek. And of course, folks, Derek is an up-and-coming rising star on YouTube. You want to subscribe to Derek Anderson, I'm telling you, because he will be a name that will be known in this space for years to come. So check him out now so you can say that you were on board early with the DA.
Yep. Joshua Hammond, congrats to 50K, pro and panel. Merry Christmas, y'all. Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Puck971 for $10. Congrats on 50K. My girlfriend borrowed my laptop and was shocked to discover I watch a lot of anti-Disney videos. Sadly, it's not going to get me out of visiting Disneyland for New Year's Eve.
Well, Puck, we're not here to be anti-Disney. We're here to hold Disney to being at the same quality it once was. So just spin that around to your girlfriend. Let her know that we're not here to destroy Disney. We're here to help them return to the Disney of yore.
They don't
In the
need
words-
anymore. I hope they really don't
In the
need
words of
anymore.
Captain Falcon, you've got to do better. Vicky Sari for £5. Congratulations on reaching 50K and many more milestones to come. And thank you for that. And Mexican Iron Man member for 7 months. Congrats on 50K. Hashtag dang it, Bob.
Dang it,
He's
Bob.
traveling right now, or I imagine he'd probably be here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he's listening. He's always
That's right.
listening.
He's always listening.
He's like
He's
Buggy
like
on One
YouTube Santa
Piece.
Claus, but not a YouTuber.
It's true. I like that.
Hey, Mike, did
YouTuber
Ice
Santa
finally
Claus.
get you?
Whoa, look at this. Space Dave 2000 for 50 Canadian dollars. So sorry, it's only Canadian dollars, but times are tough in my country. Please,
Space
send
Dave,
help.
I wasn't going to make that joke. That is Jonas
Build an-
disparaging you as you send in your well-earned and hard-earned Canadian yak bucks.
Fun bucks.
Take off, you hoser. Times are tough in my country. Please send help. Build
day.
an underground railroad if needed. Help us, OB Pro. You're our
Can that-
only hope.
Can that railroad fit trucks, like big, like long haul trucks? Because I think those are who need it most. out
Well,
of
we're
Canada.
gonna send over some trebuchets to Canada and start launching our friends across the border.
Speaking of friends across the border, I would like to add in Tommy Tables. How you doing, buddy?
Tommy,
Hello, hello. How's it going?
going well. Now we've got such a panel. Let's see if this looks better. This does look kind of nice. Here we go. Now look out, all of us.
We got a little bit of fuzz on the audio here as well. So JDG member for 7 months. Congrats, pro and crew. Here's to the next 50K. It looks like a couple of brewskis clinging together there.
Thank you for the brewskis.
All right. I think we are through the super chats.
All right, and every single one of them is appreciated. Folks, it's a celebration today. We're having a lot of fun, and we are celebrating you, the guys on the panel, the girls who have been on the panel. We're celebrating all of our members out there, and we are celebrating all of you who have been viewing all of the fun we've been having over the past 11 months, explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. But that does not mean that we are just here to have fun and nothing else. Folks, we're going to get some news in just a moment after we remind you what it's all about.
What are those?
These are my Spider-Man pajamas.
Let me rephrase that. Why are you wearing those?
Because my He-Man pajamas are in the laundry.
Good answer.
That's a perfect answer.
That's a good
That's
answer.
pretty much me.
Well, folks, let's get into our first news item of the day, and it is a biggie. Let's see if this fits. Yeah, we all fit pretty well on here. I'm afraid we wouldn't fit if we went the other way, so we'll stick with this. This out of thatparkplace.com by the chief editor over there, John F. Trent. New report claims Disney created an experimental absolute monarchy within the borders of the state of Florida. This is a very big deal because this is the first time we're getting an independent auditor coming in and saying the things that we have been saying, and other folks like Andrew out of Legal Mindset, Valiant Renegade, etc. This is confirmation, finally, of what we have been declaring to the world. Let's get into it. A new report from the state of Florida's Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, also known as CFTOD, declares that the Walt Disney Company created an experimental absolute monarchy within the borders of the Sunshine State. In the introduction to the report, which was prepared by Professor Donald Cochin, Bill Jennings, and Kimley Horn for the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, it makes abundantly clear what the Walt Disney Company did in the state of Florida, declaring Disney had established an extra-constitutional governing authority, an experimental absolute monarchy within the borders of the state of Florida, and accordingly the United States, one that strikingly resembled, without exaggeration, a kingdom of yore. The report is specifically discussing the Reedy Creek Improvement District, also known as RCID, which was created back in 1967 and was recently replaced by Governor Ron DeSantis with the CFTOD. The Reedy Creek Improvement District was originally created as a special taxing district that would act with the same authority and responsibility as a county government. It was primarily created so that the Walt Disney Company could develop Walt Disney World and bring in power and water to the area, which was then a remote rural area. Specifically, Reedy Creek noted that landowners within the area, which was primarily Walt Disney World, would be solely responsible for paying the cost of providing typical municipal services like power, water, roads, fire protection, and more. The new report, which was exclusively obtained by the Daily Wire, detailed what is now evident is that Disney not just controlled, and folks, this is the important part, we've been getting to this, pay close attention here. What is now evident is that Disney not just controlled the Reedy Creek Improvement District, but did so by effectively purchasing loyalty. The vast majority of employees at the RCID were working hard to do their jobs and were diligent in doing so. Nonetheless, because of the decisions made by RCID management and the Board of Supervisors, their work was tainted with the appearance of impropriety. As comprehensively documented within for years, the company treated district employees like Disney employees. And remember, those employees of the district were government employees. By, for instance, providing complimentary annual passes and steep discounts, benefits, and perks that were akin to bribes. Not surprisingly, then, the district's employees believed that it was their job to prioritize the interests of Disney. Going back to the panel now, gentlemen, this is what we have been saying, and this is when, there were so many articles that came out after this new government that has been put in place by Florida, after they stripped away those annual passes. There were so many outlets that came out without having any understanding of the situation and declared, oh, the state of Florida hates the employees of this district. Oh, look what has happened under Ron DeSantis. And we were sitting here saying on this channel, and I'm sure Midnight's Edge and so many of your channels out there, we were saying, wait a minute, no. They're getting rid of something that was probably illegal because you can't keep doing something that's illegal. And now, here's what we're finding out. You can't bribe government officials.
I do need to point out, while we're on the subject of Midnight's Edge, we do need to bring in Mr. Andre Einarhar from Midnight's Edge. Andre, how you doing?
Man, the legend.
Andre! Greetings. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the warm welcome.
Well, thank you for being a giant who forged a path. You and Tom both making this way forward for so many other channels, doing something unique on YouTube and showing us that it was possible.
Oh, you're too kind. And still honored to be here with you. Like, yeah, you used to be a source before you were a YouTuber. Now you are here, 50,000K subs strong. Congratulations on that. That is an amazing achievement. In just 11 months. It took us a hell of a lot longer than that to get to 50,000. But anyway, so glad you're here. So glad to be part of this and to be here with this amazing panel.
Well, once someone cuts a trail, it's easy to follow in that path. And so you guys did the cutting of the original trail forward. Andre, what do you make of this idea that Disney was giving out these perhaps improper benefits to government officials. Then the government officials, seeing this happening, apparently thought that they were just in simpatico with Disney. They were hand in hand, and that line was blurred between government and corporation. And that now we have this report coming out that's saying, hey, this was run extraordinarily in a corrupt direction. What do you make of this? What do you think the media will say to this?
Well, my first thought, I'm very glad that you mentioned this thing about like Midnight's Edge being there and preparing the path for everyone to follow, because this, what we're seeing right here, is an example of why I started Midnight's Edge in the first place. I was always driven nuts. Of course, this is a completely different scale, but what always drove me nuts was when you have the objective facts in one end, and then you have a professional entertainment media complex that deliberately lies and misrepresents and obfuscates from those objective facts and presents a completely different narrative instead. That was the whole purpose behind starting Midnight's Edge. I mean, that's why we called ourselves spin-free news. And there are some that mistakes that to like, oh, we're not going to have any opinion ourselves. No, 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 no. What it always meant was we are not buying into the same spin that the rest of Hollywood buys into and present in the trades and all the other entertainment media rags. We're going to present the truth as we see it. That's what that always meant. And just to then bring this to its completion and bring it back to this topic, what we have right here is that you correctly describe what is really going on here. The entire Reedy Creek Special District was created for one specific purpose in mind, and Disney did not do that purpose. They did something completely different with it. And that is the whole reason why it is now being taken away. Nothing has really been done to Disney because this district was never supposed to be part of Disney. But Iger doesn't realize that is on him. And then what does he go and say out in the media consistently as late as last week in that New York Times deal book panel?
Amazing panel.
The government of Florida, they did this to us because we practiced our right to freedom of speech that we have as a company. You seem to be obfuscating not only Disney and Reedy Creek, but you also seem to be obfuscating an individual and a company. Different rules apply there. But still, that is the narrative that he presents. This is something that was done to Disney in retaliation for them speaking up against the case of Florida. That is not what's going on at all. But still, that is what he presents. And again, and this goes back to why I started Midnight's Edge, the entertainment media complex are not checking him on this. They are just furthering the lies. And this is what is so unbelievably frustrating. And what I'm so grateful for then is that we now have others that speak the actual truth, that present the spin-free news. So we have you guys here. We have the Park Place here. We have Bounding into Comics here. Greetings, Spencer. We haven't met before, but I'm sure that we will meet again. So yeah, and this is what I'm so happy to see, that we are actually making a change. There are more and more people that become aware of alternate sites and outlets like us that actually do present the truth closer to what it is, rather than the spin that is being presented in the entertainment media complex. I mean, this stuff always drove me nuts. This is why Midnight's Edge was created. And if we in any way helped clear the path for the rest of you guys to help do this and basically just present the truth, and we see now with the way Disney's performing, we was right the whole time, then there's no greater honor than that.
And it was also an honor, too, to reach out to you, Andre, and ask if it would be okay, you know, in your view, for us to fill in that noontime slot, Eastern time, that same slot that you guys hold Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it's an honor to get to now, I think, collaborate and synergize that so that the audience has a place to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which they did not necessarily have in the past. I want to read these next two paragraphs and then open this up
Actually,
to full discussion.
Before you do that, I need to add in a panelist that came in from the cold. It is Floral from Under a Rock. Hey there, Steve.
Hey,
I don't
Floral.
recognize him without something on his hand. Who is that?
I thought you were actually made of felt. I didn't think you were.
What?
Real
He's
person.
covering his hands up. I don't know who this is. Can he take the mask off?
Well, what you don't know is there are googly eyes probably glued to his.
They're all
knuckles
saying they want
somewhere.
you to be felt up.
Oh,
Oh man, that's good
never
for
did
Jonas.
I ever think that Jonas would say that.
I was
That
just saying
was-
that's pretty fun
yeah.
for Jonas. Yeah.
I was not expecting that one at all.
Jonas
Well,
doesn't
let's,
have hands on. So
But can I briefly just say something about the synergy? Because I have to
Yes,
say I'm
absolutely.
really happy of you guys broadcasting on the same time as us. Because of course there are other alternatives on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are the days when our good friend Mr. H Reviews also streams. But that is not at the same time. The beautiful synergy here is that here we have channels which basically come from the same point of view and have we basically just want the same thing for our entertainment and in terms of recording, and now everyone gets to see that at the same time 5 days a week at different channels, but still there's going to be some overlap there, and that I think is fantastic. Of course we have other alternatives too, but just like that consistency in time slot I think is.
And then on Saturdays, just 1 hour past that, on Saturdays, you have the Salty Nerd Podcast. So really 6 days a week, folks out there have a place to go to find out what's going on in entertainment through a lens of reality. And that's what we're looking at here is reality on the screen. Let's read these next two paragraphs, and I want to get.
Wait a minute. Does that make me like the Nick Fury of YouTubers or what?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. You and Mike will have to fight that out. But he's
Mikey's not
already
a
Iron Man.
YouTuber, he says. Yeah, he's
Oh,
already
you're
Iron
right.
Man.
By default, you win then. Yes, you are the Nick
That's
Fury.
a win by default.
Yeah, don't let any CGI
Everywhere.
cats near your eyeball, though. That's
I don't think
That's right.
society will accept another white Nick Fury.
White Nick Fury.
I think there'll be some problems right there.
The world's not ready for that. Okay.
No, they already had him once, and he was a ginger.
I know.
Let's
Can't
not
go back
get
again.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the next two
Floral,
paragraphs.
Floral, I know you don't have a lot of time here. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I love you, Pro.
All
Yes,
right.
we all saw that with the intro and how that went. Thank you, Wilton.
Yeah, no, I'm so sad I got to miss or had to miss the audience reaction. I was out of signal, so I couldn't even hear how that was received. So I hope you all did.
There was hearty laughter from everyone but me.
Well, that's because Wilton called you a butthead.
Yes, absolutely.
Or
a horse's something.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
A horse's bohunkus, I believe.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Floral. I know you got to run. Otherwise, I wouldn't kick you. We've also got some people trying to come in. So thank you so much for being here.
Kick me, and just from the depths of my heart, I say, "Dang it, Bob!" So,
dang it, Bob.
Dang it,
all right.
Bob.
See you, Floral.
Don't join gangs. You can boot me, Jonas.
So our next two
What about
paragraphs,
the
then
Mickey
we'll
Mouse
bring on.
Club?
Then we'll bring on some more panelists if we have them.
Disneyland gangs.
I say the Mickey Mouse Club, that's kind of a gang.
Disneyland's got
Only a
like
cult today.
people who roam around and act like gangs. It's super weird.
We can start.
So our next two paragraphs say, it goes on to note that the Walt Disney Company never fulfilled its promises for the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Disney sold the RCID as one thing in the mid-1960s. Remember, folks, that Walt Disney passed away. So essentially what this is saying is that under Walt, one thing was presented. As soon as he kicked the bucket, the company came in and said, no, we don't want to do that anymore. But here's what it says. Disney sold the RCID as one thing in the mid-1960s, but there was deception behind the pitch and sale. The company promised, for example, affordable housing, transportation, and other social and community services, i.e., that which a local government would need, towns, cities, and there are 2 cities inside this district. Today, 100,000 people commute into the district to work for Disney. Yet, under Disney's control, the RCID built no workforce, housing, or schools and did not develop any public services directed at anyone but Disney tourists.
And I'll point out that they do need workforce housing.
Yes. The district also gave special treatment to Disney. So this is, remember, we talked about how Disney was giving special perks to the government officials and treating them as if they were Disney employees. Now look how this cycles back. The district, this being a government, also gave special treatment to Disney. The RCID never made Disney pay impact fees, as all other developers in Orange and Osceola counties must pay. Transportation impact fees linked to hotel rooms alone would cost Disney $130 million in Orange County today. These are the competitive advantages that Disney maintained over places like SeaWorld, Universal Studios, Busch Gardens, etc., by controlling a government completely. Panel, your thoughts?
Disney
Don't everybody
bad.
jump at once.
Disney bad, very bad. No.
That was what I was waiting for, is everybody to jump at once. Like, no, I think Andre, pointed out, like, the whole thing was a Reedy Creek District business. But yeah, who wants to talk on that?
No, yeah, and it basically just goes to show that when Walt died, the entire intention died. And if anything, the state of Florida needed to revoke the district right there and then, which was when it was clear that the whole premise for granting the district in the first place wasn't going to be fulfilled. The problem isn't that it's being revoked now. It is that that it wasn't revoked then when it should have been. And in the decades since, how much has Disney withheld in tax money and other stuff that, if you want to go by that reasoning, should have gone to the state of Florida and the people of Florida, that instead went to a corporation that obtained a district probably on legit grounds, but that kept it on false premises.
Disney kind of in a way did it to themselves. They've, like as Andre says, they've known about this for a long time. They refused to act on it, but all of a sudden they played a victim and tried to say it was punishment when literally they have known for forever. So what always happens is eventually our hardships and skeletons come out, and now they're deeming the consequences. You can't look any way around it.
I think it's just an example of, you don't give a company the benefit of the doubt when the person that you're dealing with passes on and suddenly new management comes over.
That's a great point. I want to go to Matt. Matt, one of the funniest things about what we've seen is that the media has largely carried the water for a corporation and said, don't look anywhere else. What happened where there was a time when journalists were highly skeptical of every corporation, right? They were up in arms at corporations. Corporations are bad. People are good. Individuals are not corporations. We remember that battle over the last 10, 15 years. And suddenly, they are all in favor of everything that Disney's doing, even when that means that Disney has captured an entire local government and is essentially running a capitalist Vatican City in Central Florida. So, Matt, how's the media going to handle this now? Will they do anything?
Not so long as, Disney basically owns part of the media. Like, they're part of that conglomeration, right? So the what is it called? The fourth pillar or the fifth pillar? I forget which one. But,
yes.
They're all bought and paid for, which is why the government has been so gung-ho about censoring YouTube, Facebook, all these other places. And that's why this moment with the New York Times between Bob Iger and Elon Musk was so important, is because they're going after Elon because he's the only one who's not censoring anything and he's not allowing stuff to be censored. And you could see like Bob Iger's spin where he talked about why Disney stopped advertising on X, like it wasn't a coordinated effort amongst all these huge tech companies and businesses and stuff like that.
Would they ever leave TikTok, Matt?
Well, I mean, like, as long as China's in control of it, I don't see them going anywhere.
They're totally virtuous then. I get it.
Yeah. Well, Disney, they love getting involved in politics, like, the genocide of the Uyghur Muslims, and stuff like that, that they really can't stand that type of thing. And they really put their foot down about it. But like this whole selective outrage thing, Disney has such control over the media landscape, even in a year where they've lost God knows how much money. There's an issue here where basically journalists don't want to bite the hand that feeds them, because most journalists are talentless hacks, right? And so they can't just go out and get a new job or learn to code or anything like that. So they have to toe the line, and they have to do the stuff that gets them clicks in order to keep from getting fired, which means that they just get more and more outrageous. and they basically just do what their overlords tell them to do for the most part, which is why I think channels like yours, Pro, are so important, because one of the reasons you guys blew up this year, and by the way, I hate you because I've been doing YouTube for 3 years and I'm only at 15,000 subs. Thank you very much. But one of the reasons why your channel exploded, and rightly so, is because people like you and Renegade and Midnight's Edge and all these guys, you guys just cut through the BS. Like, you give people straight facts, you give people honest analysis, and that's what the public wants. And I think one of the reasons you're seeing people kind of shift more and more towards YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that is because they really want, resources like you guys that will tell them the truth. And the more people who are awakened to that fact, especially going into an election year where, Disney's just kind of holding on. They're like, if we can just get past 2024, then we can start doing stuff to actually earn money again instead of pushing the agenda. I think that as more and more people become aware of that, channels like yours and stuff like that become more important and gain the following that they do, because we need those voices out there. We need people being truthful about what's happening, especially in entertainment, because entertainment, I mean, it's the biggest propaganda network in the world, right? Even if it's pushing truth and facts and good values and stuff like that, it's still propaganda. It's just the difference between destructive propaganda and constructive propaganda. So
I see culture has some thoughts on that.
No, I just to add to what Matt's
It's in his
saying.
name, of course he would.
Yeah, no, it's really to add to what Matt's saying here. You're right, Matt, because they own the news media, they own ABC, they own sports media, they own ESPN, they own film and television outlets, they own streaming. The vast majority of content for several years was produced by Disney and from their various studios. They were so greedy about it that they went out and acquired Fox to have even more things to control in the future. If they have the ultimate control in the entertainment medium right now of just about everything. The only thing they don't own outside of the streaming service is a physical distribution platform like a telecom or internet thing.
Oh,
so,
they'll get that. One thing I will add to this to also amplify what Matt Cade is just saying. The thing that I get the most in response from angry people on my Everything Woke videos is, why do you care? First of all, and the person is angry enough that they obviously care when they say it, so it's an immediate tell. But I care because culture dictates, these silly little kid shows and also our superhero franchises and all of this stuff dictates how people view the world.
The movies about space wizards for kids, right?
Right.
Let's think about that for a moment.
If it's not there, you would care quite a bit. So,
what are we talking about for a moment, though?
There is a success. Sorry.
If you're trying to figure out, does it matter? Does entertainment matter? I approach this from a pragmatic standpoint, and clearly I must think that it matters, or else I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But to look at this in terms of resolution as to why this is something that matters more than, say, the selling of widgets at a hardware store, or any number of things we could come up with. How much time do people spend in their lives thinking about entertainment and fun? And how many memories do they form with their loved ones surrounding entertainment and fun? I remember an article about a guy who, his dad had passed away like 15 years ago, and he put in this very old video game and got the console running again. And he realized that the little video game still had his save file, and it had his dad driving around the course. And so the guy just got, it made him very emotional, but he sat down and he raced with his dad one more time. This thing that had been sitting in the attic for, a decade plus. But it was this little memory of his father. And I'm telling you, entertainment matters. And sharing entertainment with one another matters, because we spend so much time focused on it. And so if it's built into our psychology to such a degree, and if it influences the way that we act to such a degree, then you all, somebody out there can throw it away and dismiss it and say it doesn't matter all they want, but you won't have much left in life to consider worthwhile if you do so. Matt?
And Pro, real quick, then I'll give this over to Culture. I think it's important to point out that pretty much everyone who's on this panel right now grew up with Disney, right? And these were Disney entertainment properties
absolutely, yeah.
that put forward, and this is why it's so important to the culture. It put forward like messages like the importance of friendship, the importance of family, the importance of doing the right thing. All these universal moral tales that we grew up being ingrained into us through Disney entertainment. And now if you look at what they're putting out there, they're saying like, if you're a boy, you can be a girl. If you're a girl, you can be a boy. Sexuality matters. Like you can be gay. All this stuff, which isn't universal by any means. And I don't want to get too political on this. And I'll just finish by saying before I throw it over to culture that what the entertainment that Disney's putting out nowadays is completely counter to what we grew up with. And we turned out pretty good, I think. And this new generation, you can see where they're going. And it is scary, especially considering the fact that all these companies in the entertainment landscape are in lockstep with pushing out these messages. And Elon said it best, right? I'm sick and tired of people pretending to be good, but doing evil. And that's why Disney is in the state it is right now.
Oh, that's so good, Matt. Just think about the mental health numbers that we're seeing lately. Even if you don't think about good versus bad, think about the fact that this entire generation accepts that they are not who they want to be, to the point where they're going to therapy over it.
Well, they're not being told that they're good. They're not being told they're
yes. Culture's on it. Yes,
they're not being told that you are deserving of love. They're not being told that that your friends are are the group of people that you likely will reconnect with later in life. People have difficult times forming friendships now. I had to come back to social media, which I despised, and launch a YouTube channel to make more friends, and I've made some great ones. And it's insane to me that we're directing children into this really difficult world to begin with, and we're belaboring them with additional burdens that they shouldn't have to suffer under, instead of teaching the good messages that Matt's talking about in the films. The moral messages that you get out of these fairy tales that Disney turned into gold. And to re-experience those in a theme park, and to have retellings of those in a quality way. What are they giving us? Everything Matt was just talking about.
I just have to point this out. I tweeted about this yesterday. Lambert the Sheepish Lion is an amazing short from the Walt Disney Company.
Lambert.
Yeah.
Fish lion.
Apparently, if you go into the kids only section of Disney Plus, it is not available. They don't consider that appropriate for children.
It's one of the most. If you wanted to figure out what proper masculinity is, and you wanted to distill that into a child, Lambert is about as good as it gets. Right? It's the fear of the dark.
It's problematic.
It's the fear of the snake that lies in the field, and the realization that there are people who need you. And it's worth it to face your fears to defend those who need you most.
And speaking of people who need people, I think Matt Kadish has to go help some of those people.
Matt, you seem extraordinarily heroic now that Jonas is comparing you to Lambert in whatever your next endeavor is today. So,
well, when you're married to a woman like I am, she keeps you on your toes. So.
And congratulations, Matt. What are you up to now? Is this a month, 2 months?
So it was
About
November 9th. So we're getting close to the 1 month anniversary. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got.
Oh, congrats!
You better be going and getting a gift. You've got 5 days to.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there are no two people that are more suited to each other than those two. So
agreed. Wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
glorious.
but
Culture. What about Kylo Ren and Rey?
Oh, Tommy, get out of here! Oh,
I want to piggyback on what Culture said too.
Let's let Matt hop off first.
Yeah, and then Andrew, quick, I think had something.
Real quick. Pro Jonas, couldn't be happier for a more deserving YouTube channel. You guys have been working your butts off, super professional. You're consistent and you're honest, and those are all qualities that we need more of going into 2024. I'm very happy that people are recognizing your talent and giving you success by following you guys and creating this loyal, fantastic community around your news. Keep holding Disney's feet to the fire, because the more pressure you put on them, eventually they're going to change. And this is one of those things where like we got to win. We got to win. We got to right the ship, because we need moral tales of good versus evil, of true love, of masculinity, of femininity, of, you know, coming together as people and having friendship and being good to one another, right? Like these are all messages that we need back into the cultural lexicon. And as long as Disney is being controlled by these DEI initiatives, by these evil people who are looking to destroy freedom and speech and all these tenets that made America great, we really need people like you guys standing up in the face of them and holding them accountable. And I just want to thank you for having me on this amazing panel. And I'll catch you guys some other time.
And Matt, we look forward to partnering with you as we go forward, doing just what you've said. We'll all keep at it together.
All right. Stay salty,
Matt.
guys.
Have a good one, man.
See you.
Good to see
Andrew. Andrew, you waited a very long time here. Were you going to say something about 5 minutes ago?
I was going to piggyback off of both Culture and Matt there. And congratulations to him on almost 1 month of marriage now. But all of it can be summed up into politics or downstream of culture. We're not making this about political stuff here particularly, but at some point in the last couple of decades, companies like Disney recognized, or at least the people that were in charge there, recognized that the actual power that they held over a generation. As was touched on earlier, we grew up, like some of us grew up, I mean, culture's been around since, you know, troglodytes, but so there's that, love you culture. But a lot of us grew up in like the late 80s and the 90s, and a lot of to you guys' point, a lot of the material that we were consuming back then, whether it was in comic books, movies, cartoons, it was messaging, but it was very subtle and it was universal messaging. It wasn't, you know, trying to prop up one particular subgroup over another at the expense of everybody else or at the expense of one particular one. It was, hey, just don't be a jerk. Like, be cool to people who look different than you. Be cool to people who come from a different background than you. You know, it's the most simplistic, universally acceptable things that you could possibly say. But when you're exposing little kids to that ingrains those ideas in them from a very young age. And that's why we grew up in a generation, or at least I did. I was kind of towards the tail end of it, where it's like people acting like, you know, there aren't enough. I can't believe I even have to say this. Like, there weren't enough black characters on television. Like, guys, I grew up watching reruns of the Jacksons, of the freaking, the Jeffersons. I grew up watching, you know,
The Cosby Show.
The Cosby Show. I grew up watching Fresh Prince. I grew up with Jon Stewart as my Green Lantern. Storm is one of my favorite X-Men. And all of these shows just had good family messaging in every single episode, for the most part. They realized that there was no longer the big bad dragon to slay. People wanted so desperately to feel like crusaders in their time. And so what did they do? They had to invent and fabricate the dragon to slay. So they reinvented racism, because, you know, there's always going to be stuff like that. But they had to make it this thing that it no longer really was. We were over that hump. And so now they've weaponized what was something that was incredibly constructive, because, again, politics are downstream of culture. You can form generations in a constructive way through messaging. And we hate using that word messaging because of how it's actually weaponized against us these days. But the fact is, when it's positively leveraged, you get kids that don't give a crap what you look like. You get kids that do not care if they're on the playground playing with a girl or a boy that's a different skin color than them or whatever. It doesn't matter. But they realize that in order for them to feel important and for them to feel good about themselves, they had to change that. And they had to victimize people.
You know,
And
I don't want to assume for the rest of the world, but in America 10 years ago, the stats on race relations were much healthier.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, we were talking about this stuff this morning on Midnight Suds in the Morning, and basically, I would say this. I think we could coin it the great grift, because right, like, what do they come after us and call us all the time? Grifters. to me, it's the ultimate projection, right? Every time they're doing something, they turn around and trying to project it on those who call them out for it. So I'll hear from here on out, I propose we call it the great grift, because that's exactly what it is. It's this grift of this idea that there's still this separation, there's still this, deep-rooted racism that's a problem and all this other crap, and also as far as it goes with LGBTQ people, because that's all it is. They're just creating these ideas out, pushing this ideal out there, and this, whole thing so they can just sell. Yeah, so they can sell it basically like you need a DEI officer for your company is a great example of that.
Yep.
It's not a zero-sum game.
Speaking of people that have great opinions on DEI officers, we've got a guest incoming, also from the Great White North, Mr. Paul Chatto from Appalling News.
Paul Chatto!
Hey, Paul. And Paul, as you come in
Speak
to help
of the
us
devil,
riff,
we were talking with him this morning about this. Yeah.
I did not anticipate so many white people on this panel. I need to duck out.
It's okay.
I
That's
could
why, that's
identify
why
as
I'm
a
here.
strong independent
That's why
black
I'm
woman
here.
if it helps.
I'm here
I don't
to
need-
give us
It's
the
okay.
DEI pass. We're fine.
You know
Tommy is
what?
Inuit.
Thank you. You allow us
Inuit
to be
and
here
Asian.
together.
Yeah, now do some land acknowledgments, Paul. Hurry.
Folks, I want to show very quickly that if you would like to join in combating the Great Grift, one tiny way you can do so is the Pro Store, and we have just added the brand new apparel as well as a pillow that says "Go Fund Yourself." Oh, hey, Bob. So you're welcome to get Go Fund Yourself apparel if you're so inclined. Check it out, and we have a discount going right now for everybody out there in celebration of the 50K. So there's never been a better time to hop on there and grab one of those cool items just for you. All right, Paul, now that I have finished trying to sell the wares, how are you today?
I'm good and well, first of all, congratulations at 50K.
I'm halfway as great as you. I'm trying to pull myself up to.
Yeah, I mean, if you do pass me, then bite me.
Well, and I would find it frankly appalling if I do.
I will congratulate you as if we were playing a golf tourney and you beat me. I would congratulate you no matter what. So you've worked very hard. In fact, I think you work much harder than me. You produce way more videos than I do. But no, I you know what? I celebrate everybody who moves up the success ladder on YouTube, because I think it's become more difficult the last few years compared to maybe 6 years ago.
Well, there's definitely more competition now versus 6 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you're providing, you and Jonas are and Valiant, especially this triumvirate of yours is provide, and Andre too, and his gang. Although his is less statistically based, info. You guys are an important piece in news on entertainment.
Go for the qualitative rather than the quantitative.
Yeah, exactly. You're more
I'm based.
Yeah, qualitative.
And I think there's a need for all of these formats in parallel.
Yes,
I'm harder based than a turkey.
and you guys are more quantitative, and I think it's a really good match.
Agreed on all. Agreed on
one
all.
thing I do
I'm
need
offended.
to do here.
Girls, you're all pretty. Girls, you're all pretty. You're all pretty. Okay, sorry.
We do need to get to super chats though, because we have some very generous chatters.
Yeah,
here.
thanks for inviting me. I don't know how long you want me and what you want me to talk about, but I'll say.
Paul, if you make us laugh, we're happy. Stay around and make us giggle a little. There we go. Or even guffaw.
I like a nice little chore.
I just can't swear on your channel, which is
That's
fine.
right.
I don't swear.
We gotta play it. We gotta play it a little more nicer.
JRG Projects for $20. Before I hit the gym, congrats on 50K and keep on telling it like it is. We need more like you in the commentary space.
I agree.
Thank you, JRG. I hope your reps are pleasant, and feel free to listen in as you hit the treadmill and as you do your curls, crunches, and everything else involved today. Don't skip leg day though.
Tommy Tables for 10 Canadian. Thank you, Tommy.
I know that
50K. I can't believe it. Like Space Dave said, here's $2 Canadian. Send trebuchets. Congrats, Pro, Jonas, and the entire TPP team.
That should
I
have
love
read
that we've
American.
created-
Sorry, you guys let me in as I was typing that, so I was like, crap, I gotta hit send.
Well, I like that we have created a news network now that starts with TP and ends with PP. It's the most perfect combination of
it's the
absurdist
toilet
letters.
paper team.
PP will likely be our new prime minister in a few years.
Now, if only we can get that Park Place Twitter handle. If only we can get it from
Yeah,
that.
well, that was
person
banned back in pre-Musk days, actually. So back when it was
Oh, no.
first starting, Twitter banned that thing, and we haven't taken the time to try to get it unbanned. Maybe we should at some point.
It's a different person who runs that account, by the way. This is not account duplication or defrauding. David Nelson for 199. Congrats on 50K from the 199.
199 in the house.
And also, Boogers Taste Salty for $5.
I only regret that the Salty Nerd podcast has left, as another salty sodium fan sends in a message. Go ahead, Jonas.
As we watch Pro have a ball for the next few hours, let's not lose sight of how much easier that would be if he had the Disney CEO office.
Yes, well, I could also bathe quite a bit.
Hey, Jay's
What would
there.
you do without Disney, though?
I guess we'd have to segue to some other corporation doing bad things in entertainment. Or, Paul,
Listen up, Warner Brothers.
we might actually get a chance to cover stuff like Godzilla, where I come out and just bathe that piece of art in accolades and 70,000 views on just ultra positivity. I love it. So I would love to have great art from any company that we can review like that.
I miss seeing good movies.
I will say it's been very difficult to get to as many things as we need to get to. I mean, that Park Place right now is covering, just on the daily countdown, 20 stories a week, and we're going to go to 25.
Wow.
And it is very hard to just focus on the positive news there, because there is so much coming out. I mean, that Iger interview alone,
my gosh,
so full of garbage. And then not getting to the actual comments from Elon Musk. Beautiful stuff. But I've had this up here for a little while here. Jay, thank you so much for the $10. Congrats. Get to 100K.
Working on it, Jay.
Yep.
Hop in here sometime. The water's fine.
Let's support Drunk 3PO too.
When you get to 100K Pro, you need to add a new tier to your memberships called Protentious. And it needs to just it gets you nothing other than your name scrolling across the screen in gold and diamond.
What was the South Park episode where they started driving hybrids, and the only reason they wanted to drive hybrids was so they could look down on everybody who didn't have a hybrid?
Is that the smog episode where
Yes.
The smug episode. Smug.
That will be the
Smug
logo,
alert.
the icon for that tier of membership.
I'm going to be the old school one and say the episode of The Simpsons where Ed Begley Jr.'s car was powered by his own sense of self-importance.
Oh, perfect.
Jason Webster for $5 Australian. The opening day haul of $3 million for Godzilla -1 at the box office is the biggest opening day for any Toho Godzilla film.
It's the biggest day for any film from Japan, period, in the U.S.
I'm hoping that thing has legs. I'm personally planning to go see it. I'm going to try.
Oh, he's
to
got
convince
thick thighs,
wife to
my
go see
friend.
it. That's right, real thick with two.
I tell you, I'm also curious.
He's got hips literally like battleships.
If it does if
And they
they do
don't
a
lie.
sequel, if they do a sequel, I think everything has to be thrown at that. I mean, you'd be talking about 3,000 plus screens on opening day. You'd be talking about advertising, because why not? I wonder, is this the biggest foreign language film
probably
release ever?
We're gonna have to go back and look up Life is Beautiful.
If you talk, I was gonna say, depending on what you mean by foreign language film, because I think that still goes to probably like Passion of the Christ in the U.S.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know that. Well,
but if you're counting like a movie that's a
foreign,
foreign film, that's like that'd be a different conversation. I mean, to be honest, like this market has always been just kind of minuscule because the Godzilla market's always been niche, and the U.S. has been really sporadic on what Godzilla films they get. Just for instance, in 2016, Shin Godzilla was huge in Japan. It was on very limited screens here and managed to get about like $1 million. And now is it like $1.5 million, something like that, I think, in its 1 week run. So this is a pretty big deal for this movie to come in. And I don't know if anybody heard of the crap Grace Randolph said about it.
Oh no,
But-
no.
Unless I have to, I
She
try
still
not to pay
talks?
attention
Don't
to
tell
her.
him about Grace Randolph. He's going to do the impression.
Of course, okay. Tom, I hesitate to ask, Because this is a marvelous, wonderful, tremendous film. In fact, the way I described it to Jonas, and I was angry at myself because I didn't say this on air. I said it off air, and it's too perfect. This movie feels like someone said, I'm going to make a Godzilla film, but I'm going to do it so that I can make The Godfather instead. It feels like somebody took Godzilla and said, watch what I can do, guys. So what did Grace Randolph say?
She goes, I'm trying not to disappoint people. This is really good.
Oh no.
Really good for a foreign film, but it just doesn't stack
for
up.
a foreign film. Is
she's
it just
ethnocentric.
doesn't stack up against the other Godzilla films that come out. Look at these old, and she tried to compare it to the legendary box office without even bringing up the fact that this was on like a third of the screens that those movies open up to.
And it's in Japanese.
You know,
this woman, I tell you.
Legendary had the Warner Brothers like marketing budget behind it. Of course, it's gonna get more people on like opening
and way
night.
more
Are you kidding
screens,
me?
as Tom said.
Yeah, oh,
Exactly.
way more
Yeah,
screens.
like 2/3 of the screens at least, if not more.
And
like
let's
you
be
said-
real, it
Trolling.
being in
Like, there has to be a
Japanese
troll.
strictly is definitely something that kind of kneecaps it, or at least makes it more niche than it already would be as a monster film.
And
They
she
should
overlooks
re-release it with a dubbed version.
She overlooks the fact that you could make 10 of these with the budget of one of those Godzilla movies.
$15 million budget for those who are watching.
I
and
don't know if
that.
she really
Looks
thinks
like
is
it
that
cost
really a
300.
diss.
It does make me wonder if there's anyone out
Or
there.
wait, what is
who
my
can
math
get
off? Is
one
it
to
5 or
go.
10? But anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Defense Force, Grace Randolph, like
Yeah, she's got to know this. Like, I mean, talk about grift.
But the
and
Japanese
speaking
budget
of which,
for the film was $30 million. So every single dollar
Yes.
that
Yep.
they made in the US is gravy. It's
It's in their pocket.
Japanese
Wish.
gravy.
The animated movie that is embarrassingly bad in terms of artistry, Wish, cost more than 12 times what Godzilla Minus One cost, and Godzilla Minus One looks like an absolute masterpiece in comparison. There is no comparison.
So then
All
I
right.
would be right. They'd be able to
really
make 10 of those movies for what they spend on one of the Godzilla movies. My math is pretty close. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're right.
Jason Webster for $5 Australian. Godzilla Minus One set a new record for largest opening for a foreign movie in 2023.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, for 2023,
It
I don't
earned
know
it.
about all time.
It earned it. I hope it drops, 15, 20% week to week, because it deserves everybody to go see it. It is a tremendous movie.
Yep. Sutton Creek Productions with their first super chat for $5 Canadian. Congratulations, Pro.
Well, thank you so
Sutton
much.
Creek.
Very much appreciated.
we don't
Slade
even have any
Wilson.
Tim Hortons in America for Pro to spend this money at. What are we doing here?
And this channel is not going to survive just on Canadian dollars. Okay, come on.
Nobody can survive
Send us
on
some
just
Tim
Canadian
Hortons is what they're
dollars.
saying. We
No
need
one
the donuts.
Yes, exactly, Tom.
I want donuts. Yeah, I just
All right, I got the answer to the highest grossing foreign film, just so you guys know. It would be Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Godzilla has a long ways to go to beat
Yeah,
this.
that's a tough one.
Yeah, you're looking at
Okay,
I
Crouching
think it's
Tiger. Yeah, that makes sense.
$130 million to beat it.
That
Yeah.
was like a phenomenon.
It's going to be tough for it to get. It'd be tough for it to get one.
Yeah, Godzilla's an interesting movie, but if you study the Japanese cinema and other things that they do, they have been surprisingly interested in keeping it insular. The Koreans have actually, the government actually put together a program decades ago to conquer North America, which is why we got K-pop and things like that. The
Right.
Japanese were not that interested. I mean, most of the Japanese cultural things we picked up on our own, or other people went there and then shipped it over to us, but they haven't. It's a very different community, and so it's so nice to see Godzilla, coming here as a Japanese movie. We do need to see. I know Japan needs to do a better job of sending its culture over here.
Well, Tom, Andre, you may have some insight on this. My understanding is that Godzilla will have a shorter run at the box office.
Yes,
and that's why I say that it will have a hard time beating Crouching Tiger. Is it just doesn't have the runway. Tom, what's the info on that one?
My understanding is it's only getting a 2-week run because it has to be out of theaters before the end of the year because of the deal they have with Legendary. They cannot release, Toho cannot release a Godzilla movie in the same year that Legendary does. So
You
basically,
said it's got a 2-week run, or it can run until December 31st.
I have a feeling they might extend it to the end of the year, but I
They
think
need
as
to.
of right now, it's set up for 2 weeks. But
The
just as the
theater
weekend
owners
was
should be
going
kicking
on,
and screaming to get it until
yeah,
December
just
31st.
as the weekend was going on, I watched the number of theaters rise and rise and rise that this movie had playing it in. It was just
All right,
insane.
Well, that
I'll put
means
it this
then,
way:
Tom.
it's only an IMAX at my local theater.
Yeah.
Until Thursday.
Yep.
That means, folks, go watch it now. You can't sit on this and say, "I'm going to go see this."
This is an IMAX
New Year's Eve.
All right.
Go now.
Exactly.
I'm going to
Like
say this
this
now.
was,
Does anybody have anything else to say about Godzilla? Because this was a super
Andre
chat, by
does.
the way.
That's
Well,
all I got.
obviously, this was intended to be a very limited release, but given its success, I think they're going to extend it as much as they possibly can. Not in IMAX. You want to see that right away because that's going to lose screens to probably the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I'm too
prequel.
cheap to see it in IMAX.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure it's going to have like be in normal theaters probably all the way up until New Year when they have to drop it. In terms of beating Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, yeah, that's not happening.
No.
Because, I mean, that's kind of like beating the Titanic for attendance. That was a once in a generation movie that came out in basically what was a different world.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have the anti-Chinese sentiments then as one does now. It was a truly revolutionary movie and everything. Well, was that it was perceived as that upon release. So yeah, it's not going to be able to beat that for many different reasons.
And it introduced many of us to Michelle Yao.
Yeah, but if there's one movie that can do it, it would be Godzilla Zero, since this one is -1. You see, a sequel to this perhaps could do it.
All right. Ashlyn M for $2 says, "Forgot Valiant on Sundays, Pro. Shame on you."
Well, he needs to air at noon Eastern, and then he can be in the club. But no, I will never forget Valiant, and never forgive him because he drugged me kicking and screaming onto YouTube.
Absolutely.
So here we are.
Ministry of Wrong Thing for $1.99. Congratulations. Still 2 undersubbed though.
Well, we'll work on that. We apologize. We're working on it.
Yep. Slade Wilson, the censored man. What are the chances that Musk decides to say hello from behind to Iger, and how can Iger protect his self, his stupidity?
I was able to decipher what I think that actually said.
I spoke that language apparently because I understood exactly what you were translating.
What do you guys think Elon is going to do vis-a-vis Disney? Do you think Elon is going to do anything, or do you think he's already unloaded the salvo he intended to play upon
I don't think
Mr. Iger?
I'm probably the odd man out on this panel, but I don't trust Elon for anything. I don't think he's kind of a dummy. I don't think this is never going. Everything he does is like, let's do this. Never mind. Like, for example, let's do lawsuits over people who got fired from their jobs. Carolyn from Limited Run Games reached out to him and he reached back for a second and then just stopped, even though she has like the best case for that. So I think Elon made his salvo, and honestly, I think he's going to be complaining in a month or two about why isn't Disney here? He doesn't have that strong of a backbone. He just kind of does what he thinks is going to get him attention from his supporters on social media. Sometimes it happens to line up with what we like to see, but at the end of the day, it's all for him to pretend to be funny and have friends.
Yeah, where's the follow through?
Yep,
exactly.
I think we can presume that Spencer is not driving the Cybertruck next year.
Into a cliff.
Oh no!
Thing's ugly as hell.
Dull Life Dan, member for 3 months, 50,000. Congrats, staying ahead of the culture curve. Oh,
Every day.
Speaking of which,
culture curve, Sino.
Speaking
I
of
was
culture,
gonna say, is that a crack on culture?
Stuttering guitars for $20.
dirty.
$20 for culture to take off his hat.
$20 is $20.
There we go.
Ooh.
All right,
Fan
we
that
need a hair
hair.
ruffle.
You got a
We
hair
need
Let
we
that
need a
soul
ruffle.
glow.
That's right.
Ooh.
Maybe it's
silky.
Maybelline.
Oh wow.
He's Prince.
Almost all gone.
He's Prince Valiant today.
Please.
Yeah, I did the
This is a-
donation. Yeah, I did the donation on Sunday. I did it. I filmed the whole thing.
Awesome.
It's up on the channel. They took off 12 inches or maybe even a little more. So I still have somewhat the long hair, but believe me, it grows very quickly, so it'll be back soon. So
that's really nice of you.
I was
to
gonna
make,
say, do you do
Thomas
that
Division
annually?
a jump rope?
It's not quite annually. I try to do it in November. This year I had to give it another 2 months just to get it so that I wouldn't look like how I look now. So it's a little
good
less
job.
baby boy because it was tight. It was more closer to the top of the year last time. But yeah, it's
You went with the Farquad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fine. In fact, I say that in the video.
I watched the video.
We are about to lose Tommy right now. Tommy, did we already lose you? Or are you here?
No, I'm still here. I'm just thanks a lot, guys. Congratulations to Pro, to Jonas. I'm gonna blow some smoke up here during
Tommy.
just now, because I will say that both Pro and Jonas, I don't think you guys sleep. And I mean Jonas on TPP,
I don't believe in it.
I don't know how
Sleep
you
when
do
you're
it.
dead, Tommy.
Sleep when
I
you're
agree.
dead. But it was a real pleasure being here, and it's congratulations.
Wait a minute, Tommy.
Very well
You don't get to run away that easily. Hold on now. Tommy, you are the leader of the member exclusive content for the Pro channel, and you've got that big conversation coming up. It's not yet come out, but what was the latest one that you did, Tommy? And tell people what they might be missing if they're not yet a member of the channel.
Well, we had a really great round table with the famous Lorne Connor and Lou Wasserman's Ghost, and we at the suggestion of one of the members talked about the Forbidden Planet and that early sci-fi stuff that inspired all of the sci-fi that we now know and love today and despair over, I suppose.
Yep.
So
it'll
it'll be coming out soon. And if anyone has any other suggestions for other genres to cover, we hit up westerns, and we did sort of pulp.
You guys got to do Christmas movies coming up. You got to do Christmas.
That is on the plan actually. So we're going to be doing Christmas movies next, and I think Lou's in the
How do you feel about
audience,
Police Academy?
Oh,
it's a genre unto
I love
itself.
it. That will be definitely on the list.
The first four.
And likewise, if there are some other members who would like to have a member spotlight, just drop a comment, send us a message. I'd love to talk to you.
And also wanted to say thank you, Tommy, for the 10 Pro memberships.
So magnanimous, that Tommy Tables, I tell you.
So many memberships today, like almost 100.
It's amazing. I cannot believe every time we step in here and do one of these live streams, I can't believe how generous everybody is. Yep,
we're gonna have to make more emojis.
Hey, for $10.
Do that one, and I want to call out somebody else with a shout out.
Oh, okay. Congrats on 50K. You make my day better. My hope and prayer is that Disney's failures will send a message to all American corporations about where ESG leads.
In the next couple of days, if you're interested and you follow my channel, I am interviewing with an ESG consultant who is going to explain what Disney is doing with ESG. And a company's failure is not connected to ESG.
Okay. I was wondering where the ESG defense was coming from them, because I'm like,
which channel?
It's coming. It's coming.
Well, what the ESG person doesn't know is that Andre is like, what's the guy who catches the predators? What's that guy?
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen. Andre is hiding in the back like Chris Hansen for this woman. And as Paul sits down, Andre walks out.
Have a seat. You see,
what are you doing here today?
Are these your box office receipts?
I don't.
These yours?
Paul, which channel? And everybody subscribe to both.
Going to be on a third channel I'm creating.
When you say you are white and racist, what do you mean?
It's my Hungarian channel. I'm going to be talking about everything Hungarian.
Well, now that Godzilla has proven it's fine to do it, I say go full Hungarian. Subtitles in English, please. Yeah.
So no, it's
but you wrote it in the transcript.
I'm just hooring on appalling news right now just to get that kick started, which actually it's started faster, way better than I anticipated.
Well, I'm very happy about that. Now, appalling news or appalling news, is it hard news or is it news with humor?
Both. It's actually, I research it. It's everything I talk about is as true as I can figure it out. But then, I published a video today about the Dublin riots, which none of the mainstream press in Europe really want to cover.
No.
Digging it up, I don't want to get into too fine a detail, but it's about anti-immigration, and 5 people got slashed by an individual
I heard
who will remain nameless. and the mainstream press is desperate to keep this person protected and hidden, and then that's what caused the riot. Is the government just not wanting to deal with the truth of the situation, which that my channel is about fairness, and my conclusion is that we are reacting to a lack of fairness. We're seeing a lack of justice being administered evenly, and my concern is that the population out there that has been following the rules and the laws are getting fed up. And that's what the governments and institutions are not realizing. You can't have a limit on taking stuff from a store. What's that called? Shoplifting, and then have everyone else pay regularly and go, well, what the hell's going on? Why?
Right. Well, that's how you drive every store out of the area, and then that's right. Punishes everybody involved.
So fairness is something that we seem to be losing, and governments and institutions are not understanding that the population that's paying the freight is now getting mad at seeing this degradation in fairness. And
I find it fascinating that comedians now are having to advocate for morality and principles because nobody else will. So bring in the comedians.
And I'm trying to do that in my own way without putting too fine a detail on it. I'm not going to say I'm advocating for morality. I just
comedians are supposed to talk about.
We got to step away from that one, Paul. Right?
Comedians are supposed to be talking about the taboos. They're supposed to be taking on things that are at the edge of what you can discuss. And it's funny to me that means now, hey, how about not stealing? That's a great idea. Let's talk about that. Let's make some jokes and rips of it.
And just to finish it off, the solution of right now, the Prime Minister of Ireland on the stabbing is to enact hate laws that will allow the police to charge individuals who are complaining about the stabbing to be charged.
Oh, I think it has to do with the sharpness of the blade. We've got to dull them down. It's the only way we can get out of this situation.
Anyway, I got a funny guy. Anyway, so
not going to end well.
Now, I'm not trying to make this dramatic, but we do have someone coming in. He's generally known for his temper, and I don't want to throw a time bomb in here, but if you could all just tread carefully with this ball of rage, CC karaoke.
I was confused for a second.
CC.
So I'm like, I'm already here. But I see you brought in the Canadian version of me. How you doing, Stacey?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here, and congratulations.
Always a joy to have you on, CC. And I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to our wrenches out there. Olaf is out there actually moderating while on the panel. It's incredible. D-Bud Martin as well, and others. And we just want to say a thank you to the moderators. This entire thing that we've done has been a team effort. And some of those people on the team, they don't get recognized enough. The moderators out there are just fantastic at helping us maintain the proper conduct that would keep YouTube on our side, if you get my drift. A lot of people don't know that, we need to have a certain level of decorum. It's not that we're anti-free discourse, but if certain lines are crossed, then YouTube is like, see, we'll get rid of your stream, see? And so our wonderful wrenches help us prevent that, and we sure are appreciative of you guys.
And to be quite frank, going to where you just discussed, I think is lazy. I think there's always better and more interesting ways to express stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean in terms of you can say things in a crass way that gets you in trouble, or you can articulate it in a way that elevates. Is that what you're trying to express?
And it's actually more fun. As Bill Dana said, it is much more fun to say flaming flanken than burnt steak.
Yes. And I always thought that Mr. Cosby, who is no longer someone of high rapport, but I always thought that what he did with his comedy was far more difficult.
Yes.
Because he kept it in that area of his life, although not in other areas of his life, he kept it clean in the comedy. Way harder.
And one of the greatest comedians of all time.
Yep.
Sorry to have seen him go.
So we do have some more super chats. Jim, I think you sent this twice. I don't want to ask you to get a refund here, but you said, congrats on 50K. You make my day better. And then my hope and prayer is that Disney's failures will send a message to corporations about where ESG standards lead. Thank you
And
for
Jim
sending
Jam,
that
we
twice.
are a principled channel. If you send that same thing 7 times, we will approve the refund. We here at the WDW Pro channel are very, very principled in our
We
stand.
will give you half the money back.
That's right.
We'll pay you
Of
back.
course,
in
we
giving.
will charge you for shipping if it needs to be returned.
Or you do what Apple does. We'll give you a coupon.
That's right.
Dr. J for 20 Australian dollars. Most Disney staff don't care about profits and will die on that hill screaming their message. The project could crash and lose 400 million, and HR and Reimagine Tomorrow would protect them. 90% of staff would need to be fired. It's a good opportunity to remind you all that Louder and Prouder is getting a 3rd season.
Well, yes.
Wow.
And that has been the firestorm of Disney. We use
Oh boy.
what is the full name of that show now? It's
The Proud Family,
Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. That's right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Disney's The Proud Family.
We have
You're right.
we have
Yes.
we have used those images many times in videos because almost nothing,
It's a gold mine.
almost nothing symbolizes how badly Disney has gone astray than that. So, thank you, Disney, for providing more graphics for us. We really are appreciative.
Yep. We need to get an editor so I can get back to everything woke. Doug, 1985, Virginia loves horror, or VA, I don't know. GTA 6 could be the atomic bomb for propaganda.
No.
I'm sure we'll be
unfortunately.
covering it.
I just want to remind everybody who's excited for GTA that everybody who worked on all the old games, that Rockstar games, they're all gone. The people here now are the GTA Online, the Red Dead Redemption 2 people. You don't hold out hope.
Red Dead Redemption wasn't bad.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my
game-
favorite games.
Yeah, the gameplay itself isn't bad, but you sort of see where their focus is in the script writing, in the details in the world, like how much focus they put on, horse nether regions rather than actual like multiplayer online. Like it's things like that make me just everybody who's excited temper those expectations.
Well, my understanding is that Red Dead Redemption 2 Online was a totally different team with some overlap, but mostly a totally different team. And so they really, for whatever reason, maybe it was the corporation's fault, but they screwed up royally.
Dan Hauser left. That's what happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
now he's got like a new studio too.
Yeah. He went off and pulled a bunch of old Rockstar people into his little cadre, and I mean, we have something that might work out over there. But when the Hauser brothers split up, and when the other creative that was there beforehand left, that whole studio went.
It happens a lot. I'm a video game fan. I'm a Japanese RPG fan. One of my favorite companies growing up was Squaresoft, right? And if you know that the modern Zelda games, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, the people who designed the world design for those two games were former Squaresoft employees. And you wonder why that company went from like $100 a stock down to $12 over the course of 10 to 15 years. It's because everybody left.
Oh, I wasn't
Maybe
wondering.
that's a good warning sign.
CC, could you
Disney.
not yell
played
so
Final
much? You're
Fantasy 13.
scaring some of the younger people in the audience. Can you temper your anger just a little bit?
You're
And not use so
freaking out
many
on us.
swear words.
Well, I look forward to covering
All right.
that, and I know that Andrew was on with me. I think day one of this channel, Andrew was on. We were talking about Hogwarts Legacy, and that of course came to fruition on the Switch. So I can't wait to cover some more video game stuff. It's been a while, but we'll get back to it.
Oh, yeah. Torgo the White for $5. Culture is also downstream of politics. See Richard Hananiah's essay, Woke Institutions is Just Civil Rights Law, and his book, The Origins of Woke. Is this
Origins of Woke?
Is this the British guy who spoke at the Oxford Union? Or maybe I'm thinking of Richard Hannon. But thank you for the super chat. Not that alt-right
Check it
guy
out.
for $10. Congrats on 50K. Glad to be a member. Quick, if RDIC is independent, what's the justification for moving monorail captain rides for guests at the behest of Obama transport requirements? I think that this is just that they wanted to cheapen things more than they wanted to have less expense.
So I've got the answer on this, but I've got to untangle a little bit here. So the removal of letting people ride in the front cabin of the monorails at Walt Disney World, I'm not sure, about Obama. That came about after the fatal crash of the monorails at the Ticket and Transportation Center, where a monorail pilot passed away they never allowed anyone back into the front cabins after that. And I suspect that it has to do with the fact that if there ever is a crash, they realize that's where all the damage will be done, and there would be nothing worse for Disney than for a guest to pass away on the monorail. So,
well, they should
they're not
also
gonna do that.
they should also start working on their light poles then too.
Yes.
They
Well,
just need to
culture
have
is
a monorail.
referencing where a
going to
light
do.
pole fell and hit a guest at
Right.
The
Disneyland.
monorail just
That
needs
video
an
just
exit
came out
of
on-
the park so that they can just ship it. Whoever is dying on the monorail, just send them on the like outside track, and then you can dump them off out there in Anaheim, and then just come on back in.
Good idea.
You want to
Hire me, Disney.
you want to be headed towards a wreck on the monorail when you're over the Seven Seas Lagoon, so you have an exit strategy.
All right, Ministry of Wrong Thing for $10. Not only is it a grift, but they actually actively belittle and ignore actual successes and historical firsts throughout history in order to fit their narratives of oppression and representation. It's evil.
1000%.
Agreed.
Zippity doo dah is irrelevant. That's the
Did,
official position of the Walt Disney
Taking
Company
unearned,
today.
it's taking unearned credit for something you did not do.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I was going to bring this up a little earlier, but last week, America Ferrera, the actress from Ugly Betty, from Barbie, she straight up came out and said, in my entire career, I've been in Hollywood for 22 years now, things have not gotten better for Latinos at all. Like, that's what she said. And I'm just like, what are you even talking about? Like, even before you, things were like on the upswing. Like, just go away. Like, it made me think she was pulling a Jennifer Lawrence. Like, maybe you need to put an America Ferrera entry culture in the next Jennifer Lawrence Awards.
Is she talking about the fact that they don't have Spanish women playing Asian women now?
I don't even know what she's complaining about. She got honored by the BBC for their like 100 women of 2023, and it's just all she basically brings her Barbie character to life, and that's all her like entry on that list is, and it's really annoying. But yeah, the thesis of it is like Latinos, what is it? She said, oh, the moments when Latinos in Hollywood get to shine are anomalies. And I was just like, you're full of it. And also, you're not even using Latinx. I'm sorry, you're not inclusive. I need you to get out of Hollywood.
All right. So next up, Space Dave 2000.
Where are the Hungarians?
We got Ghostbusters 2, and that's about it. Well, I guess he was Russo-Carpathian. Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian. Paul, for the love of Pete, run for Prime Minister.
Oh, I was co-chair, PTA co-chair for 1 year, and that was
How many times
brutal.
did you do blackface?
Yes, that's what I did.
Packing
I did.
protons.
Hey,
games
kids,
in-
I got a surprise for you.
Now you're trending.
Packing protons for $10 as I'm working on my pinball machine, listening to the great panel. Forgot to say congrats on 50K. Took me 10 years to get to 20K, but your subscriptions are far more well earned. On to 100. Thank you very much, Packing Protons.
Thank you so much. Very, very kind.
And Olaf Van S for €2. Here's some proper fancy money. €2. Thank you very much, Olaf. You're very generous. Mac for $2. Congrats, pro. Hit the shower, Bob.
He won't let me.
Mac sent us some new information, by the way, and I want to say thank you for that since we've got you here. Let's see. Just checking this one. Slade Wilson, the censored man, for $5. Sorry, gents, I have family to attend to. Please support all the players here. I was not allowed to say sub to said players. YouTube blocked it. Yeah, that's a common block on YouTube, but thank you very much, everybody.
Because it's memories of U-boats. That's the problem. They don't no hints of German past is the problem.
I think it's more like they don't want you to like encourage people to subscribe to a given channel in the chat.
I want to bet that PewDiePie was the reason for that
I would say
particular
so.
block. Morgan King gifted 20 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you so much, Morgan. You're
That
very
is
generous.
incredible, and I think that is deserving of something to.
Well, before you
Too late.
Those maybe even thrice.
I also want to point out that
Still.
Marcus Quint is gifted 20 WDW Pro memberships.
Oh,
Joel Miller, you just found the marble in the oatmeal. You're a lucky little boy, because you know why? You get to drink from the fire hose! Okay, you ready? Open wide!
now that's a good time.
Isn't that the routine that got him into trouble at the Comedy Store in L.A.?
Well,
No, that was the other one that was a little bit more.
They only
laden
remember
with
the part
colorful
where he shouted
language.
the N-word a bunch of times.
Right. The rest
Stuttering
of the show is
guitarist.
actually really funny. No, I'm just kidding.
Where's the rest of the set?
Stuttering guitarist
Yeah.
for $5. Culture, you are a giving and amazing person. Well done, sir.
If only
Culture
you
is a
were
good
on
person.
camera to receive
And he
this
needs
right
to
now.
bail on us, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Culture,
to
no!
get a real life, mate.
Yeah, he said that like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry about that. There's been so much
Well,
going on.
let us say
This
then,
struggle for
as
this
we
super chat
outro
thread.
Culture, that folks, make sure you go check out the Culture Casino channel. Hardest working man on YouTube, and heck of a guy when it comes to donating.
If we can get him to
giving.
15K subs, he's going to do a stream in pigtails, guys.
Ooh,
wow!
I don't know how to
Do
feel
not
about
understand the importance of
Haven't
this.
we been trying to get him to do that for like ages?
Yes, the more ammo we have against him, the better.
Don't
He said if we get him there by the end of the year, he'll do it. So
Lord
find any
almighty.
means you can to get him to 15K by the end
Make
of the
a
year.
bunch of new profiles. I don't care.
Oh, sorry.
That
somebody was
reminds me,
asking for the
Andre, I'm
link
going to
and
need
I-
a few days off near the end of the year.
Glad you asked in private. There's nobody listening to this one.
Nobody's listening, so.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Slade
do you want everyone to hear me say no?
Well, no, I've got to make a bunch of profiles so I can get Culture over 15K. It's a worthy cause. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, as long as you do it in between all the editing and all the streams we got going on.
And don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
No,
Floral from
you
under a
you
rock.
guys
for two
aren't working
Canadians.
through Christmas. I hope. Like, take a break.
Oh, fuck. Andre doesn't know what
Never.
days off means. He literally thinks Labor Day means he gets to give me twice the work.
That's
Well,
right. Twice the labor.
How else do you
Celebration of
celebrate
labor.
Day?
I'm gonna
Okay,
pack
you're
things
extra
up on the
hot.
20th, and you won't hear and you won't see another video of me from me till the new year.
Yeah, well, that's very nice. But like Midnight, I'm very proud of this. Midnight's Edge in the morning. We are almost at 500 streams. You know how many
Wow.
days we have missed in those almost 500? Because we stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know how many Mondays, Fridays, and Wednesdays we have missed in those 500? I'll tell you.
Zero.
Not one. We've streamed Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve. We have never missed a stream till this day. We're not about to begin now.
And your wife still doesn't know what you're doing.
Oh, she's quite often she's one of the people watching. That's when I really have to watch what I'm saying.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm glad you said this all, Andre. We've got somebody
Now you
here
tell
to,
me this.
We've got somebody here to bring in the spirit of Christmas. Oh, that's hilarious. Now that hold on a second. We've got coming in Polly from the
Feliz
Latino
Navidad.
Slants.
Oh, it's Polly!
Feliz
And,
Navidad.
And also we have one more guest joining us,
Scoot over.
the great and stupendous Ron Coleman.
Father Christmas himself.
You said it, I didn't.
Ron, we've never met, but we could be brothers.
We are brothers.
We are.
I see it now. Yeah, holy crap.
Separated at birth.
I listen.
One
as,
sent to the north.
as the runner-up in the Mark Levine lookalike contest for 2018, I insist. Proper respect.
Now we just need Paul to grow a beard. I mean, this is
Oh,
uncanny.
that's a tough task for me. I'm not a good beard
Oh,
grower.
see, well, that's
Yep.
different. I
You
need
got
a
to talk
mouse
to culture. He's got the elixir.
Pro, we've still got some super chats here, or do you want to move on to your topic?
You know what? It's one of those kinds of days. Let's do the super chats. Everybody, we're celebrating, and we'll hit the news afterwards.
I'm just
Keep
glad
it
Paulie
rolling.
is here because we needed more Jews.
Shit.
Floral
I'm not
from under
that
a
thirsty.
rock
I
for
was
$2
fine.
Canadian.
Evergreen.
Congrats, bro.
Evergreen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cursed.
Yeah, I wasn't going to call you on it. Congrats, bro. That's my 2 cents USD.
It's
we
you know,
got more
Shado brings
that's
it out
the,
in me. I
Version
apologize.
did
for
rating
both.
the-
It's
for
fine.
Canada.
Shado brings out this venom in me.
The disdain was
I just
instant.
want to punch him in the face most of the time.
Hey,
you know,
Hey.
the worst thing about it is I've ruined the delivery of Floral's joke, but
Now
it was only
you're-
a $2 joke.
I always
Yeah.
say nice
Oh,
things.
vicious.
It's $2, man.
$2 Canadian at that. Fletcher Williams for $5. Hey, Fletcher, good to see you there. Congratulations. Wait, congratulations. 50K. Here is 250K more. Thank you so much, Fletcher. You're the man. You're awesome. And I love when you drop in here and you expound on these amazing little nuggets of wisdom in the conversation.
I'm telling you, Fletch is a genius, really and truly.
Yep. And Chuck Copeland for $5. First, Disney ruins Marvel and Star Wars. Now they've destroyed college football with their corruption. This company is cancer, destroying everything. Did I hear that they conspired to keep FSU out of the championships after being undefeated or something ridiculous like that?
I've heard there's just like a lot of drama going around on college football right now. So somebody fill us in.
In the words of Mr. Musk to Disney and to ESPN and to all those associated with this,
go fund yourself, Bob.
Speaking of which, Slade Wilson, the censored man, for $5. But I would be remiss in my responsibilities if I didn't say fund Disney for the evil empire that it is. Stop giving them money. They really hate you.
I see people out there also discovering the "Go Fund Yourself" emoji and dropping it in the chat. So very nice, very nice.
Yes. I don't think that one is going to make it onto StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't know how to translate custom emojis. Marcus Squintus for $10. Congrats, Pro, Jonas, Lauren, and everyone else at TPP for reaching 50K. May the next year be filled with more successes, subscribers, and tons more. Hashtag Dang It Bobs.
Dang it, Bob. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marcus. Very, very kind of you. And thank you for mentioning Lauren Connor as well. It's amazing. We think about all the people who've been associated and on the team and writing for thatparkplace.com. And we're just tremendously blessed with tons and tons and tons of talent that is just available, and it's incredible.
And I think also we're about to lose Andre. Andre?
Well, Jefe.
That unfortunately is just about right. I do have to drop out, but thanks for having me, and once again, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much, Andre. And what are we going to be covering soon on Midnight's Edge?
We will, as soon as it's finished editing, we are dropping my editorial on Disney and Elon Musk, the full saga, plus the wider implications that go with that, including Elon Musk doubling down, which is something that many haven't really caught. Because, yeah, of course, everyone saw him telling Bob to F off. But you know what he's been doing on Twitter since? He's been doubling down. And that is one of the things we'll be covering in that video. So do be on the lookout for that in the next couple of hours here. Ron, you look like
big fan. Andre, I just want to say hi. We've never met, but I'm a big fan.
Oh, cheers! I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm sure we'll hook up at some later time here. But now I unfortunately do have to leave. So everyone, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Andre.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Andre.
Yeah,
I know it's late for you.
Nice to meet you, and I'm sure. Yeah, have a good day.
Likewise. Yeah, I just followed you on Twitter, so feel free to reach out anytime.
This has been a great connection,
Andre. Okay.
Adios, Jefe.
That's right. To the audience out there, what a nice thing to see all of this networking. It's beautiful.
You guys are just encouraging to go make more work for me. You realize this, right?
Well, you know why?
Later days.
This is all about the passive income.
A lot of
passive income streams. Yes.
All right, everyone. Take care.
What it is Mr. Wu, who has sold your real estate. You see all these beautiful women who are back in this boat here. You can have them all. Have them all. I got this real estate program. It is great.
Does he still sell that?
I came here on small boat. Now I own big.
Yeah,
boat.
now I own large boat. You own no boat.
And the girls were always like grim. Did you like faces?
What the hell are you doing, Cheeto?
What?
What are you doing, Cheeto? Why?
That's a good question.
Don't you know the ad?
Yeah,
I know the ad. What are we going after agents right now?
No, just one guy in particular.
Yeah, but that's
gotta give
only
Cheeto a
one
hard
to the
time.
group here. We can go after.
I gotta give you a hard time.
All right, last super chat, Jonas. Then I do want to get Ron's thought on something.
I give him the pass.
Well, literally last super chat. JB Spooky Review, member for 6 months. Congrats on all your success. You deserve it.
Well, thank you so much, JB. And I don't know if we deserve it, but we're blessed. And Ron, we're blessed to get your take on this. We were reading earlier in the show. I don't know if you were able to listen in.
My take is that it's about time you started reading. I assume this is now
Yes,
without moving the lips.
After we succeeded with coloring, it was inevitable. But here's what we've got out of thatparkplace.com. It's talking about where an independent audit has found that the Walt Disney Company acted in a very corrupt way in regards to Walt Disney World, Reedy Creek Improvement District, the government that controlled all of that. And here's what the report succinctly states at the end, according to thatparkplace.com and John Trent. The RCID, that's Reedy Creek Improvement District, was a mousetrap. Disney dangled savory cheese in front of the Florida legislature and the people of Orlando, but quickly abandoned its city building pretense. In other words, the condition by which they convinced the legislature to give them the power of all this was there would be cities. And, well, indeed they are. They're just cul-de-sacs with mobile homes and nobody permanently living there. It adds, without real checks and balances, internal dissent and public decision-making was shut down and competition was likely stifled, if not eliminated. What's more, the citizens of Osceola and Orange counties paid for the operation of the district without receiving their entitled rights to participation and benefit. Furthermore, the report notes that complete and unaccountable governmental power was handed over to a private corporation, transforming a democratic institution into a private corporate monopoly. Ron, my question for you is, based on that second paragraph where it says that the citizens of Osceola and Orange counties paid for the operation of the district without receiving entitled rights to participation and benefit, is there anything there you think that those citizens might be able to do in terms of actionable cause?
You mean in terms of actually getting some kind of clawback of
yes,
taxes that they
of the
paid?
taxes that were funneled out of their control and into the coffers of Disney?
You know, Pro, I like the way you think.
Well, good. I'm hoping you think in a way that I haven't thought yet, so I can get smarter.
So I'm not a Florida lawyer, and I don't even play one on TV. It's a good Andrew Esquire question, but of course, any question having to do with Reedy Creek is a good Andrew Esquire question. But it would certainly be, that little Easter egg looks like a nice little present for some imaginative plaintiff's lawyer. It really is going to depend on, it's extremely unusual. I guess the point would be well, let's put it this way. It's going to come down to what a court ultimately finds more than what a consultant determines. If in the state case, as it appears is going to be the case, things continue in the way that they're going and the similar findings are found, I can think of certainly in the category of common law torts, possible approaches. I guess standing would be a tricky thing. Could there be a class action based on ratables, based on what you've paid into taxes, or would it be something that the county itself would have to sue? Would have to actually be the plaintiff? All I know is it's a question I would love to be paid to answer.
Is it difficult to answer because it's so unprecedented? Because we just don't have other scenarios in which corporations have taken control
correctly?
Right. I mean, it's so bizarre to think that a corporation controlled a local government completely.
Yeah, it is difficult to say. I would think it's unprecedented because the abuse of this provision of Florida law is unprecedented, as Andrew has explained to us so many times. It was novel. The way it was done for Disney was an absolute, flustercuck, and it played out as one would, as you would expect. And I mean, it would surprise me if the amount of money we're talking about was a phenomenal amount of money for Disney. And as we discussed yesterday, on the other hand, everyone in this conversation can take pride in the fact that they made more money than Disney this year.
Well, Ron, come back to that, the type of money we're talking about from the report, and I can't verify this. I'm just reading from what this report says.
Yeah, you never can verify things.
But apparently, yeah, that's a good point there. But apparently, the transportation impact fees linked to hotel rooms alone would cost Disney $130 million in Orange County annually, just in Orange County, and just impact fees linked to hotel rooms. So we're talking about vast sums of money once you account for everything.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a company that didn't have enough money to put a second shower into its executive suite.
It's tough. It's really tough.
It's kind of hard to figure out, really what the numbers mean. It's all funny money that Hollywood accounts.
Using sarcasm there.
Showers really they push the edge of what we understand about physics. So I can understand the insane amount of cost that could have been incurred.
You're asking a darn good question, and maybe we could get together with Andrew and knock heads about it and see if there's a really good answer to it. And maybe even, the ultimate thing is to get a piece of the action, which we can't share with you. Sorry.
Oh man, if only, if only. Well, Jonas, I see more super chats coming in. I know this. We had just a brief pause there. Let's get the
Yes, sir,
super
Mr.
chats because
Proter.
then we're going to hit on what's going well for Disney, and I think it may. Well, it won't shock those on the panel, but it would shock the average person what they're bragging about today.
Sutton Creek Productions for $2 Canadian. Thanks for the UHF clip. Speaking of little rebellious centers of lots of creators that are off the beaten path.
We've got it all right here on UHF.
McEnany Draws for $5. Congratulations on 50K, Pro. Thank you for all the wonderful work you and your team provide.
Hey, Makini.
Well,
yeah, thank you.
Your thanks for that is
Thanks,
very meaneful to us. So thank
Keep up
you
the
for
art.
appreciating what
It
we
looks
do.
great.
I've got to
And,
get ready myself. I've got to get ready for a party whose content I can't announce because my son's engagement is not official yet. But
we will not tell anyone.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Mazel
Keep it
tov.
locked.
Mazel
Thanks
tov.
for stopping by, Ron.
Mazel tov,
That's
Ron.
right. Happy Hanukkah.
Talk to you soon. Yep. Maverick
And
Pilgrim
I
for
need to
$5.
get going. I need to get going also.
You also to a festival of lights, eh?
Oh,
That's
Well,
till-
not
till-
right now.
That's not till
Oh,
Friday,
okay.
isn't it? 6 p.m.
Something like that.
Okay. Maverick Pilgrim.
Paul,
for $5.
Paul, you've got a brand new channel, right? Out of the gate, doing quite well. Tell the folks out there where they can find you.
You can. I mean, you promoted it earlier. Thank you so much. I talked about it myself too much. I'm embarrassed. It's Appalling News, and just you can search for that and having fun.
Yep.
All right,
It's spelled the way that's on screen, which is the appropriate way to spell appalling. Let me
That's
ruin
right.
your term paper for you.
It's Canadian. It's like A to Z. It's a
Appalling.
little different, but you'll get the hang of it.
My name is Paul. Get it?
So much to say, Chato, yet I won't say anything else.
ND Andrew got it just now.
All right, Paul. Catch you later.
Yeah, thank you, Paulie. Everyone, it's been so. It's nice to see you. Congratulations again. I'll invite me again, but you don't have to wait till 100K before you invite me.
75K heard.
That'll be fine.
All right, see you, Paul.
Bye, everyone.
Maverick Pilgrim for $5. I had to join late because of my job, but huge congratulations on 50K. Looking forward to see where this family of channels go. Blessings to all. Thank you so much, Maverick Pilgrim. It's very kind of you. Also, I want to point out we got a couple of guests that will be incoming soon. So,
yes. All right. Well, let's get to the interesting thing that Disney is gloating and boasting about today, and we are going to be quite cautious and careful with this one. But here we go into it, folks. We're going to examine this in terms of market reaction and utility with the market and with making money. Not necessarily with morality or with philosophical or ideological beliefs about these sorts of things. So view it from that context, please. But this is the press release coming out of the Walt Disney Company today, December 4th, amidst all of the chaos of their company, the box office. I mean, they've never had a worse box office than this past weekend, where they had to throw in the towel for the Marvels in week 4 and where Wish fell to top 5 in only its second week. This has been abysmally bad. And yet, here is what Disney is crowing about. Disney earns perfect score in Human Rights Council Foundation's 2023 to 2024 Corporate Equality Index. Here's what it says. Building on its legacy of workplace inclusion and support for the broader LGBTQIA+++ community, the Walt Disney Company received a perfect score on the Human Rights Campaign Foundation's 2023 to 24 Corporate Equality Index, the nation's foremost benchmarking, survey, and report measuring corporate policies and practices related to LGBTQIA++ workplace equality. Disney's efforts in satisfying all the CEI's criteria earned the designation as an Equity 100 award winner. Disney first achieved a perfect score in 2007 and has received a 100% rating ever since. Creating workplaces where employees can be their authentic selves is one of our most important aims towards inclusion, said Tanisha Agramonte, Senior Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer of the Walt Disney Company. As an avid and long-standing champion of LGBTQIA++ communities, families, and fans, Disney continues to deepen our support through emblematic content, community advocacy, and inclusion in the workplace and beyond. Now, I bring this up because Disney is not doing well in terms of getting consumers to buy their content. So this is odd to me that, I would think that Disney would be happier today if they were making money. So I'm just curious to the panel on this one. Tread carefully, but is this not, I think, emblematic of where the company is, that they are receiving accolades from social institutions while at the same time losing vast sums of money for all the families that no longer want to attend their pieces of art, theme parks, and streaming services? What do you guys think?
Did they? I'm sorry. At the beginning of this year, did they sell their China parks that I wasn't aware of?
Nope, still there. Still have
They're still working with
an
the
involuntary confinement location across the parking lot from the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort. Still there.
So are all those employees? They have a very inclusive work environment where they feel safe at all times. Is that
I am
what
Jonas?
they're
What are you suggesting? Are you Jonas? Jonas, they were given a perfect score. Okay, everything is good in China. Shut up. Why do you always do this?
I'm just so happy for all of the people who feel so free in China.
You're not supposed to bring this
all
up.
those extras for Mulan, right? That were just out of frame.
Oh, he's not supposed to say that.
Okay.
Is this
We gotta
actually
get control of
surprising
this,
to anybody
man.
at this point, though?
Guys, they got 100%. You guys don't understand.
You're right.
Human
Now we're
rights.
slandering them. We're slandering
Yeah,
them.
I know.
They're perfect.
Them poor selves. They did get.
They've been
100%.
perfect
They
since
worked really hard for that.
2007.
Yeah, but
That's the
this
part
shouldn't
that
be
intrigues
shocking
me.
at all.
It's 2007 goes back quite a ways. Now maybe the rot has been setting in for that long, but it also made me wonder if the bar for reaching 100% continues to get steeper, and Disney's just kind of following that steeper bar. I don't know if we can
because
prove that
can look
or
at
get
the
information on
trend.
that.
You can look at the trend, and good friend of this channel, I believe as well, Script Doctor. He notes this all the time on the High Council, where if you look at how a lot of these studios are trending, it's really primarily Disney that's still trending in that DEI, super hardcore, ideology over substance, over story, and all of that. Push the message. It's really them primarily still going in that direction rather than a lot of these other studios. You'll still see pockets of it here and there, but it's really only Disney that's still going hard in the paint on it. And so we know this to be true because they just came out and said, what was it, barely a week ago, where they said our desire to push a good message, or paraphrasing, will sometimes conflict with, the broader audience and what will actually make us money. It's like, yeah. So you have been paying attention for the last decade. Oh, look at you.
No,
so it's
as you bring on some new guests, Jonas, we're going to share something that I think will, show the hypocrisy and why we find this so amusing that Disney has had this happen to them. But go ahead and bring in our next panelist, please.
Well, first of all, I want to bring in, as if we were having a stage match here, I wanted to say with the steel chair, the DA, Derek Anderson. Welcome to the channel.
Hey, Derek.
What's up, fellas? How's everybody doing?
Happy. And thank you so much for that very kind super chat earlier. That was very nice of you.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Thank you for bringing me on. I appreciate it.
And then also, I wanted to bring in our frequent collaborator here on That Park Place and also on the WDW Pro Show, Lorena Creole.
Hi, Lorena.
Hello.
Love Lorena.
That's
Hello,
right.
everyone. And congrats, Pro, on the 50K.
Well, thank you so much. Very kind.
And I hate to say, if anybody needs to back out, we got one more person to bring in.
I can dip out, Jonas. I've got some editing work to handle on NDA stuff.
But now, Andrew, tomorrow morning, remember what I asked. If you can, let's make it happen. If you're available.
Shoot me a reminder message on Twitter today.
We'll do.
Actually, did somebody disappear? Because hey, here he is. It's Nick from Echo Base Network.
Hey,
what up, Nick?
Hey,
guys. Nice to see you.
Well, now, Nick, as you join, I want to show everybody this because what we've been laughing about. We're not taking a moral position about the Human Rights Council. We're not taking a moral position about anything to do with that. What we're doing is we're highlighting the hypocrisy of everything related to corporate America. Disney has received a 100% human rights score. Okay, HRC 100%. They're perfect. They've been perfect since 2007. Okay, Everybody got that. There's no corporation better than Disney. You cannot be better than Disney when it comes to human rights. This is Hong Kong Disneyland, folks. Let's take a journey up Main Street. We've done this before on the channel. It never gets old. And Disney loves us all the more every time we do this. It's free advertising for Hong Kong Disneyland, of course.
I don't
You
think I've
walk
ever
up
seen
Main
this.
Street, USA. You got Hyperspace Mountain, not just Space Mountain. Back here, although not included quite yet, is World of Frozen. It's still under construction in this. It's such a beautiful place. And if you turn around,
They have the Tron ride, right? Over at
no, that's Shanghai.
That's Shanghai.
Shanghai.
And we have lost.
And we
Hang
have
on.
Maurice LaMarche, the
That's right.
voice of Inspector Gadget after
And the reason
Don
the
Adams.
reason we had that, by the way, I don't know why that hopped off. Someone had sent me a thing that had said that he may have there may have been some news about him. I won't even say it. And so I checked. I was like, no, that's a rumor. So anyway, we don't want to pass along anything false. But if we turn around from Disneyland, right? So here's Disneyland. Yay, everybody's happy. In the area that was supposed to be the other park attached to Hong Kong Disneyland is an involuntary location for people to visit and not return. Hey, look, it's our one government office. So, folks, this is the picture.
Like the monorail. Can you see it?
This is the picture of a perfect 100 Human Rights Council score. This is what it looks like. I'm so proud of Disney, aren't you?
I'm
so
so proud of them. They're the best.
I wanted to show.
I will be fair to them and point out that they probably didn't build that part themselves. Maybe
They
they're
probably didn't.
Maybe the partner entity did, but
wonder who that might be.
You didn't see anything.
That's
yeah,
right.
Seriously, right?
I mean, you know what else is great?
Got to pull those mouse ears over your eyes.
What else is great is that if you miss, folks, if you miss your parking, I don't know if this is Minnie or Pluto parking
Yeah, I was
right
wondering
here.
what that was.
But if you keep going on accident, you got in the wrong place. You don't want to ride that tram.
You know, if you take all the low scores out and you only have the high scores left, the low scores all go next door to the place over by the water.
That's right.
Resort there.
You
and
better get the high score on Buzz Lightyear. Oh, you don't want to come in low.
Those people over there got their own private beach and everything. They looks like they got
Isn't
it pretty
that
good
lovely?
over there.
Yeah, look
Nick,
at that.
they're getting all kinds of sun.
Yeah. Man, where do I sign up, man?
Personal
I'll go hang out
bungalows
there.
for everybody.
The housing is wonderful.
Yeah.
Room service
All right,
leaves something to be desired.
Let's be careful lest people think that we're not being sympathetic to those who may be not wanting to camp there.
Yeah.
I listen.
Which is
in my viewpoint, the only way that you can handle something such as this, where the Walt Disney Company, which literally has one of its Chinese parks, the parking lot shares with something that we just looked at. All you can do is laugh because it's so ludicrous, so ridiculous. It's all you can do is just say, "That's what else are you going to do except laugh?" There's nothing.
Be glad we're in America and currently that we don't have that situation, at least not at our Disney parks.
I think that the HRC, I think the Human Rights Council would have more legitimacy and people would care more about them outside of corporate America if things such as this did not exist, where there's clearly an issue. Maybe ding Disney down to 99 instead of 100. That might be something to do.
That's a more fair score. Yeah,
at least
moving
99.
in the right direction.
Yeah, I think they've earned that 99. That's the number of happy haunts, right?
I mean, all that inclusivity and wish that made up for everything we just saw.
You know what? Speaking of the Human Rights Commission here, Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. What a mouthful. For $5, KK went to the board and said, "I'm being discriminated against. The man who runs the MCU gets to put out trash films. How come I can't put out any trash films?"
T Swift, the interesting thing here is that Kathleen Kennedy has bragged in the past that she doesn't have to put things out in the box office, and that releases pressure against Lucasfilm. So that's I don't think she wants to do much at the box office, although the Rey movie seems to be a high priority. Paulie, I want to get your take though on this. Taylor Swift greater than Disney. Taylor Swift might be greater than Beyonce if we look at the box office from this past weekend, but there's something people are missing, and that is that Beyonce was kind of stuck with only being released by AMC, not by more studio or more theater chains. Paulie, do you think the future for theaters as we go into 2024 with a dearth of content might be concerts and special events like what we've seen out of T Swift and Beyonce?
No.
What's the future then for cinema?
Be the same.
Thank you, Paul.
Just movies, eh?
Just movies, majority. I think Fathom has stepped up their game. I think those, not to say I don't want it. I do. I want, the exact opposite. It's just, you got to have a lot of operating money to produce your own stuff, to get it to a level where, you would be even considered to do a direct deal with someone like an AMC, like Angel Studios does. It's a lot of heavy lifting because you're creating your own structure as far as getting your work out there. I use the example of the documentary American Homeboy that came out this year, which is just incredible. And he funded it entirely himself, the filmmaker, did deals with theaters all over the country directly. You get more money back, like Taylor did. Fantastic. It's just like I said, it's just a lot of work. In the offers that he got from Netflix, he said no, thank you, because it's pennies on the dollar. So yeah, I think maybe for specialty anniversary retrospectives, cool. Some concerts, cool. But we want our big movies. We want them to be good, obviously. And then I want to see more, lower budgeted films produced, 50 to 100 million, dramas, comedies, to kind of pick up the slack there, right off the coattails of those bigger films. So yeah, I mean, I'm more excited about Dune 2.
I was going to suggest, Paulie, maybe you with your Hollywood connections could see if you could get an NSYNC and Britney Spears reunion event. Let's toss away the animosity and bring those two sides together into one giant theatrical event. I don't know. Maybe one more time.
No knives. No knives.
Now that I think about it, I don't know if Bad Bunny or Peso Pluma have been approached. They would make a gang load of money right now. They're the biggest sellers right now in popular music. I mean,
do it.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
I think there's a path here for everyone to make some money, and who doesn't like some money?
Sure. I mean, in Renaissance, Lorena, you went, right?
No, I did not get a chance to go. I was supposed to go, but I didn't get a chance to go. But the interesting thing is, the theater I was going to go to, the Regal chain of theaters, actually had tickets for sale for Renaissance.
And they'll do those regional deals. Yeah, I mean, it made 21 million compared to Taylor's 90 something opening weekend. And it didn't do so well internationally. I mean, it's still gonna do really well, and she'll still pocket a lot of money, and her fans will be happy.
Happy. That's the way we like it.
Yeah.
We hope
has it even opened internationally though?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, I agree with you on the most part as far as like, it's not gonna. Is this gonna be like a replace thing for the movies? No, the movies are always gonna be a big
it's
part
like an
of it.
auxiliary kind of thing.
But if you can share my screen here real quick, I just want to make a big point though.
What's he gonna show? Look out!
Because you've got Renaissance, the #1 film in the country right now by almost $7 million over Hunger Games. Godzilla trailing Hunger Games just barely, but. And of course, the Marvel's clear down here to number 11.
It's the strangest box office weekend I can recall.
But check this out. This is what I wanted to point out. Beyonce per screen, $8,270.
Right, and that comes
Godzilla
back to that
per
AMC
screen,
exclusive.
4,000. Yeah. So these movies are outplaying these other movies here. Look at that. No other movies come close. So
Tom,
if
this is why,
and Beyonce had been in more screens, I think it'd be a little different story.
First of all,
Tom, this is why really I have been wondering.
Wow.
I've been wondering, did theaters misallocate this weekend badly? And I know that contractually they're obligated to have Wish on as many screens as they had, but it seems to me that really, Beyonce and Godzilla should have been on 3,500 plus screens, and that didn't happen. Of course, it'd be almost impossible with Beyonce only at AMC. It'd be practically every screen of AMC. But
Well, I think going off of what Tom was saying is this is a completely different weekend from last week, right? And where everyone where the families agreed on the two films that they were going to see, Hunger Games and Napoleon, right? And Napoleon really you know got,
Yeah, that did well. It did 2,000 per screen on 3,500 screens. So that one did okay.
it did okay, but the negative was pretty bad compared to the hold of Hunger Games. I guess what I'm saying is that, some movies get the luck of the timing, and I think that's what's going to happen with Aquaman and Wonka. As far as what films families are going to see. But again, we're talking about films. We're not talking major films. I don't see any independent films here besides Renaissance. The Shift, and that's not getting good word.
And that one did well.
I don't even know if I would count Renaissance as an indie film. That's just hard. Like it is, but it's also like hard for me to wrap that, like make it work in my brain.
Okay, well,
even
Shift. Let's define indie film, not produced by studios, and the deals are directly through distribution with major theater chains.
And that's why it's like I get that. Like I agree with you on that definition.
Yeah.
It's just like in my head, I'm like, but it's Beyonce. That's not indie.
Animal and The Shift
and Animal.
The Shift and Silent Night need to be highlighted here. Really, that's the thing. Because I mean, the amount of money that they're averaging per screen is right up there with these two. And The Shift, I mean, word of mouth, whatever. I saw it, I liked it, Paulie. And
I know, but we're talking about films here, right?
But still, it did.
No, but we're talking about films.
On
we're
average,
not talking about concerts. We're not talking about, any auxiliary. Animal is the biggest Hindi film right now, R-rated film to come out. This is great. It tells me that people want to see great films,
which is good for the entire industry and probably
great for the entire industry
in general.
Well, three smaller movies, including Thanksgiving, also. So add that in there. Did better than the Marvels.
Well, Lorena makes a great point in the background here, reminding us that Animal is Bollywood. I think it's a great thing to see Bollywood represented in the top 10, as well as Japan represented in the top 10 with Godzilla -1. I think that we need the international efforts to come through to help us because Western and specifically American cinema has not been producing at the level that it needs to sustain the industry. So bring in the rest.
Speaking of things that are unsustainable, we've got too big of a panel, and I do believe Andrew is about to head out, and we've got one more that we've got to get in here. I know we'll be wrapping up soon, which is famous last words on the Pro Show.
But Andrew, we will hopefully have you on in the morning, so I'm looking forward to having you back, Andrew, and we'll be sure to plug you. And thank you for everything you're doing as well with the Rippaverse. It's amazing watching the growth over there, and give Eric and Kara our very best.
Muted.
You're muted, Andrew, but I assume that you said, I love you, Pro. You're the greatest channel in the world.
No,
congratulations on 50K.
Is so much better than yours.
I will catch you in the morning. Congrats on 50K. Very well.
All right. See you soon, Andrew.
Later, Andrew.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
And joining us is someone who is luminous, Force of Light Entertainment. Hello.
Hey, I know that lady.
Hey,
That's right.
That's how you do
Looking
it.
radiant as always.
That's how you do it, Jonas.
Yes, yeah. I don't have much time because we've got our live show at 6:30, but I just wanted to stop by and congratulate WDW Pro for such an amazing accomplishment in such a short period of time. Pro really is. I mean, he's just great at what he does. That's why he has arrived at where he is so quickly. And for those of you out there watching, I know a lot of times we don't put the kind of thought into it, but I can just tell you to be able to put together the type of videos he puts together for you guys daily, multiple times a day, requires a lot of time, a lot of focus. And so I'm really just, again, I've got to jump off, but I just wanted to take time just to congratulate WDW Pro because, I mean, you've done a phenomenal job. Great guy. And 100,000. Here you come. Here you come.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. And I think that you and I will be on the same live stream. If everything goes according to plan and nothing happens to our schedules, we should be discussing C.S. Lewis later this week. Where's that going to be?
Yes, that will be on Carrie Smith's channel. That is Deprogrammed with Carrie Smith. But yeah, definitely check us out there Wednesday. That is at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time, PM or PM Eastern Standard
Absolutely.
Time.
So
Check us out then.
check that out. And also, after the show today, make sure to check out Force of Light Entertainment and what they're going to be doing. And best of luck to you with your live stream coming up.
Well,
I do believe
thank
it'll be
you, and I
tough for
won't
them,
keep you
too.
guys. I'll let you guys continue your stream. But again, just a very happy congratulations on such an incredible milestone. So congratulations, Pro.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.
All right, Pro. You got anything you want to say? Oh, is Tom going as well? Tom, do you have to gear up?
No, I was
for-
just waving by from a show, but I do have I got at least another half hour. So
Okay.
Bye, Tom. But he's still here.
He's still here.
If you want me to leave, I will.
Polly,
Get
I thought
out
he
of
was gonna
here.
go
No,
for
you
it.
stay.
Be gone, Tom.
Warachi for $5. I give unto you mine own felicitations. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back and read this in this way.
Woohoo.
I give unto you mine own felicitations on this joyous occasion. May your rise be evermore delightful and efficacious in all categories concerned. Oh, thank you.
Borachi, it is
That was
with great honor and pleasure that we receive your super chat and say thank you indeedly doodly for that kind word.
Just when I thought you guys couldn't be any more white.
I'm practically pasty right now.
I know, you crackers. Is that the term, crackers?
I think it's called. I think it's called crumpets. That's right.
Yo estoy un hombre blanco. Nolan Thunder for $1.99. Pro show at AMC when? XD,
Yeah.
congrats on
Polly.
50K. You were supposed to say Jesus. Pro show at AMC when? XD. Oh wait, I get it. It's the smiley. Congrats on 50K.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're
you,
going to
Nolan.
be right up there. We're bringing Beyonce, NSYNC, T Swift, Britney Spears, everybody together for one giant blowout pro show. AMC exclusive, of course.
See, muy blanco. Rod Thunderheart, member for 7 months. Hail Pro, congratulations. Like to push see-through love. A Spanish teacher who can become invisible falls for the new gym teacher who's blind but can't see her. Oh,
Wow.
that's your book.
Yeah,
That's your book. Sorry, yeah.
That is a very cool premise.
Yeah, everybody check out.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get to the solo layout here. There we go. Oh, there we've got it now.
So I'm almost done with it. Right? That's my bookmark. Really good. Great premise, a lot of fun, great characters. Walk the walk. Don't just.
I think
talk
he's
the
working
talk.
on a follow-up right now too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a lot of situations with these same characters coming up. But yeah, highly recommend. And walk the walk. Don't talk the talk. Support indie.
Well, that is awesome. And D-Bud Martin has already posted the link out there, folks. If you'd like to grab a copy, make sure to click on that link and get over there and grab it. That is fantastic.
And also, guys, don't forget about They Call Me Charleston. Speaking of,
You got that right. Ollie, tell us a little bit about it.
Oh my God, I think I will.
Back to the full screen.
Pimp that book.
Leave him up there.
You guys like my poster?
It's in the corner, by the way.
It's beautiful.
I
am jelly.
Oh my God. Okay, here's my book. It's a 38-page novella, and the bookmarker. Wow. It's a fantasy drama with Mesoamerican characters, and it's kind of a timeless situation. Think Mesoamerican Lord of the Rings with X-Files and little angsty drama. And yeah, it's something that's been very close to me. It's a big step, and we passed our campaign mark, and now it'll be on sale. So yeah, we're really excited.
Well, incredible.
Very
Fantastic, and hoping for all the success in the world for you, Polly. Well, Jonas, it's about that time that we wrap up. How do you want to go around an outro? And then I think that's the best way, lest everybody sort of sit here and have to watch as we tell the news that we told at the beginning of the show, which is when the pro show is going to be moving to and all of that. But everybody's welcome to stay if they'd like. But Jonas, I'll let you be in charge as the producer of this.
Well, I just want to say one more time, of course, thank you to Hey You KR for the 50 WDW Pro memberships that were gifted at the start of the show. That's amazing.
Very
also
cool.
to Space Dave for the $50 super chat. Thank you very much to both of you.
Go
And,
fund yourself, Bob.
Apparently we are well funded. I suppose we probably should let everyone head on out rather than read all of these things and then maybe we can do them all in the form of interpretive dance. How about that? No. Tom Connors, you want to tell people?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Put that
Tom's
on
doing a
full
live
screen.
stream tonight.
Man, put that on full screen.
That's right. That's beautiful.
Jesus. You go, but Tom's got a lot of
Now,
soul,
what's the
man.
topics
now
for
can we
tonight?
get our?
I got some
I'm showing
moves.
off the pro show's dance number for our AMC show. Duh.
Ooh, I like it.
We got to
It's like
compete
an
with. Got to
audition.
compete with Beyonce.
Oh, that's that like crap is from like
the dancer of a generation.
Yeah, we got the little
Tom has missed his calling, but Tom, your calling is the live stream tonight. What's the topics for tonight?
The ladies are going to talk about Elon. They're going to talk about Jonathan Majors. They're going to talk about the Marvels. They're going to talk about lady stuff.
Whoa,
that's coming up here in a little bit.
All right,
they decide. I don't get to choose. They just pick it. I make the thumbbell, and
Yeah, well, once they start talking about lady stuff, you probably don't need to suggest you have expertise. So just heads up there.
No, I don't mansplain the lady stuff.
No. Well, let's go to Nick then. Nick, EBN has broadened out its reach beyond just Star Wars. What are you guys covering?
A little bit of everything. When we have time, Coach has got. He's just now on his way home. I actually talked to him right before I jumped on here to see if he was going to make it.
You guys have inspired Star Wars theory. I don't know if you know this. You have pushed the boundaries. You have been the pioneers. Star Wars theory now has joined you, followed in your lead of getting off of just being a solo Star Wars channel.
I saw that about maybe 2 weeks after we did. I saw he started doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly a copycat. How do you handle the level of influence that you guys have?
Yeah, but yeah, we also moved our Saturday night live stream to Thursday nights so that we'll have weekends off, and then premiering this Friday is going to be EBN Cast, which is going to be a 1 hour afternoon show from 2 to 3 Central Time with me, Mexican Iron Man, Stone Loki, and your very own Jonas J. Campbell. And we are actually going to have special guests that we're going to rotate in and out every week. It's just going to be a short, quick news roundup discussion right before Friday Night Tights kicks off. And it'll be every Friday, and that's going to premiere this Friday afternoon.
Very, very cool. Lorena, are you hitting the parks anytime soon?
Yes, actually, I will be hitting the parks on Saturday. I will be streaming live again from the Magic Kingdom. We'll be there in the evening to check out the fireworks, the Frozen show, and then take the monorail on over to the Contemporary to check out the gingerbread house over there and indulge in several very, very disrespectful treats, including disrespectful hot chocolate topped off with I don't know if it's going to be Grand Marnier or Kahlua or what. I might try all of them. So we'll
me hungry.
Just make sure that the live stream stays steady if you're trying them all.
I will. I'm putting the gimbal on the table.
All right, there we go.
No getting off on It's a Small World, okay? Promise.
No.
Yeah, don't follow in that man's footsteps.
Wow.
All right, Olaf. What do you got going on around this
getting
great,
off.
big, beautiful web, Olaf?
Well, I don't really say that much myself.
Now, wait a minute. You had a fuzzy friend with you right there. Who was that?
Yeah,
who was that masked critter that just crossed the screen?
Marvel? That's one of my two big cats, Donder and Blick, Thunder and Lightning. They're
wonderful.
Big. But anyways, most of you guys see me on Mondays on Midget Edge, Tuesdays on Culture and the Edgecast, Wednesday also Midget Edge, and Thursdays Edgecast, and Fridays usually where I can get on, I get on. And yeah, I used to be
Olaf, thank you so much for all of your work on all of these channels. You're sort of an unsung hero, and we want to recognize you as being someone on the team that really makes a difference. Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely.
You're welcome.
All right, CC, you have, well, I don't want to say that you handled yourself well, but there were less outbursts this time than in the past. So
he was crazy. He was
He's
all
seething.
over the place.
He's seething. Look at him, Pro.
Tell us where
You
people
know,
can find you in between your
Canadians-
therapy sessions.
Yeah. Well, if you like to sing karaoke, you can always find that on my channel. Obviously, that's what I do. But in terms of just being
It's the screamo that's the
panel on
problem, I
screen,
think. It's the fact that it's all
yeah.
screamo, Carrie. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a little bit of that. I never learned how to scream. That's the Canadian thing. We pretend to be nice. We pretend to be quiet and kind, but underneath we're actually just one of the most violent nations on earth.
Terrible
Well,
people.
But
in the frozen tundra, it's the rage that keeps you warm at night.
Seriously, settle the heck down, CC. Man, somebody's gonna call the cops.
I just love it when all the Canadians are on the same stream at times, and they're just, cutthroating each other.
In the chillest way possible.
They're trying
In
to
the
be
most polite way.
Ice in their
They're trying to
veins,
be cool
you
in
might
front of the
say.
Americans.
It's like
All
sitting
right,
here
Derek.
going like, what did you think of that last Star Wars episode? Oh, it's pretty good, eh? I
Yeah,
didn't
it
like
wasn't
it,
bad.
eh?
I really enjoyed
Hey,
it.
you two settle down over there, eh? Stop fighting. You say you're sorry.
You went
Hey,
too
sorry, eh? You went too far. He enjoyed that show and he didn't like it, so you just deal with it.
Hey, my
All right,
brother's
Derek.
a genius. He set up our stereo, eh?
No,
Derek,
let's go
you're
get
a
some Tim
rising
Hortons.
YouTube star. I'm going to cut into these guys, or else it'll never end with the Canadian joke. But Derek, I understand that you're starting a curling channel focused on Kraft macaroni and cheese. What else you got going on?
Yeah, man, that's fun. That's a good one. No, yeah, my channel is starting to expand as well. I just opened up my new live stream, actually taking EBN's Saturday night spot.
Yep.
So 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, the DA's office. You guys can come and check that out. Yeah, just going over Hollywood, prosecuting this this crazy institution that once gave us a lot of joy and happy memories, and now it's just falling completely off the side of the cliff. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that, pretty much every Saturday. And then of course, just through the weeks, I'll be making my videos as normal. So yeah, definitely check out my channel, Derek Anderson, the DA. You can find me, and yeah, I'll be joining in with EBN as well on some of their live streams. And Pro, when he gives me a link, I'll be joining in here as well.
Absolutely. And Spencer, I think you've got some articles coming out.
Yeah, as always, guys, you can find me on Bounding Into Comics. We've got articles coming out every day. We've got video content coming out every day. Check us out on the website. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. If you want to see more of me, you can obviously find me on my own YouTube channel Friday nights at cat butt.
Sorry.
It's a bit. We needed to highlight it. I'm glad we did. I'm glad I could share that moment with Thunder. Or
Where's
Lightning.
this
I'm not
cat
sure which
butt
it was.
place anyway? I've been.
Who is this?
Like a Marvel stream all of a sudden.
I'll send you the address after. It's very
Sure.
exclusive.
Okay.
All you got to do is zoom in of that.
I'm asking for a
of the
friend,
kitty cat
I mean.
there, and suddenly we start dropping viewers like a Marvel live stream. Paulie, you've been sitting
Yes.
at a big table recently. What's going on there? What's up with the big table?
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah, man. Was on 2 panels at LA Comic-Con this weekend, and we slayed it. We absolutely slayed
As
slayed it.
always.
Awesome.
Yesterday was the 99% of movies today are garbage panel, and I have
What was that about?
I wonder.
How good the Marvels was.
How good the Marvels was.
It's
Wow,
number
it's
one in
actually-
the world.
It was actually a blockbuster conversation, and I have exclusive footage until
Yes.
the full stream is up on Film Threat next few days. Come check out
Olaf
that
already
video.
has the link out there for people to go check it out, and I highly recommend they do.
Thank you, brother, and congratulations again.
Well, thank you. So
Yeah,
so
congratulations, guys.
And
Once
thank
you,
you.
I'm like Paul.
Yeah, seriously,
Once you get to
this is all you.
300K, you're on your own. Fuck you.
Yeah.
it's all over then.
There, I
All
got
right, Jonas, we've got a few
in
more
for the show.
super chats, and then we'll re-examine the news that was broken at the beginning of the show for those who have joined us late. But let's hit these final super chats. Me and my monkey,
maybe I
because
shouldn't
Jonas
mute
is
myself,
accidentally muted. Congratulations, Pro, on 50K in 11 months. In fuego.
Well, thank you very much. Me and my
Gracias,
monkey.
no te ves. Yeah.
Pat and Jessica's Jeep Adventures for $4.99. Look at this superstar lineup. We love you all. I think keep up the great work, Pro. Thank you so
Pat
much,
and Jessica.
Pat and Jessica, and your Jeep.
All right. Well, panel, thank you so much for being on for the 50K. We'll have you back on for the 53K. It'll be a rollicking good time. So see you then.
Can't
and
wait.
Folks,
Take it easy.
it's time to talk about the news that.
Hey!
Whoa, Polly,
Whoa!
easy now.
So
Be
festive
careful
over
with the
there.
dog.
Broken
Those are
out.
choking
You
hazards. You have
You gotta
dogs.
put me next to him with the
Mr.
production?
Fredrickson.
I'm special.
Balloons, balloons.
I'm
All
special.
right, so folks, if you were not here at the beginning, we do have some news we'd like to share with you, and that is that the Pro Show is moving to Tuesdays at noon Eastern. So the Pro Show after this Thursday. So this Thursday we'll still do the Pro Show like normal. After that, it will no longer be on Thursdays. It is going to Tuesdays at noon, and we'll be filling that same time slot as Midnight's Edge. That Park Place Live is also going to be moving. It's moving now to Thursdays at noon, so that Mondays through Fridays you will have your fix when it comes to content that you've been enjoying with Midnight's Edge and the Pro Show now at the same time slot. Also, make sure to check out the Salty Nerd podcast on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where they're covering much of that same sort of thing. We also rolled out at the beginning of the show the new membership rewards for the Pro Channel, and we will have that big-time conversation between Tommy Tables, LW Ghost, who has become rapidly a fan favorite, and Lauren Connor, who clearly is as well. They'll be talking about genre, and we've got tons of member-exclusive content on the way. All of the membership perks are available for 1 week more for all of the members, and that means that you'll get to try out at every single level all of the perks that you receive, and you can find out, well, do I want to go up to the second tier? Do I want to stay down at the first tier? All totally up to you, folks. We are appreciative. Even if you just view us for 5 minutes, we consider that a true gift. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit 50K. It's all because of you. You are the electricity that makes all of this possible. And I guess you could say that you truly are
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
The mainstream media just can't figure out why we continue to do what we do. How do we do it? Little do they know that we are
Would it make you feel any better if you knew that what we're asking Matt here to do is a holy thing?
You see, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
So, folks, as we always say here on the Pro Show, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, subscribe to all of our guests, and keep having fun.